Hello, and happy Friday to all of our friends, past, present, and future. Welcome to Legends Die Live, a D&D stream brought to you by a group of friends. I'm Mike D, and I'm the Dungeon Master, which means I'm in charge of the Chaos, and these are my players, the Chaos.
Yeah.
I think I used that one last week as well, right?
Yeah, but it's a great one. I love it.
No, I think we were something else.
We were supposed to be insulted last week. I'm still waiting.
We play every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you can check us out live, please do so. But if you can't check us out live, we will be up on YouTube the following Monday, where you can also check out highlights of ours. We also have a social media presence across all the different places. So please stop on by and say hi. Mechanically speaking, we are playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Stylistically, we do stay pretty close to the rules, but we do bend, break, and homebrew them as well. So if that type of miming interests you, I encourage you to check out our homebrew document in the doobly-doo down below. Before we begin, big thank you to Sirenscape for providing us with the music, which should be coming in just a bit clearer today than usual. Thank you to our artists for providing us with the logo as well as our headshots. You might notice that Sebastian has a new headshot. He's not a sentient dagger anymore.
That as far as you know.
Well, he still might be.
Well, he still could be. And then big shout out to the DM Collective, a new Discord group that we've put together for DMs, by DMs. Whether you're a newbie or a veteran, we encourage you to come check it out. It's been really productive, and some of what you will see tonight was built in there with their help.
If we die, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Basically. If you're watching us live, say hello to our bard Felix, who will be in the chat. And then stick around for the second half of the show, because we're going to be giving away a Legends die, which is an inspiration die that a player that you guys will vote on, reward one of the players with, and they get to use it just like a bardic inspiration, roll a d20, and totally break my game.
Or give it to you.
Oh yeah, you can also give it to me. That's very true.
Never forget about Arquillo. He deserves
Or
it.
Aquello, their cobalt friend. So, I think that's everything. I don't think I forgot anything.
I think you're good.
I don't think
So-
you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
That's
if
true
you
as well.
remembered, then clearly you wouldn't have forgotten.
And with that,
The chaos.
By
begins.
definition.
let's find out
The metaphysics of memory.
if these legends live or if these legends die. In search of answers to many different questions, our 5 characters journey to the city of Vintar, an ancient elven metropolis built into a cosmically large tree grown from a seed from the Feywild. While there, they wove themselves into the fabric of Vintar society, until one day, it came unraveled. A few poor decisions unsettled the trust of the locals. In an attempt to regain the trust of the city, the group combined forces with a drow who offered to lead them into the underdark in exchange for a favor. if they help her family usurp a political family above them, they would return the favor by telling the party where the tree of Vintar was being poisoned. So, the group ventured deep into the Underdark, led by a drow with more swagger and confidence than she could hardly contain. In addition to dealing with the feral dangers of the Underdark, you also negotiated your way past a mysterious lake. With the help of Oni befriending some sentient mushrooms,
All friendly.
you all circumvented an unknown danger within the lake. You traveled and traveled through the oppressive monotony of the Underdark. Worse yet, the things that did break up the monotony sent shivers of horror down your spine, particularly the undead lair of a zombie beholder that you brushed past. You traveled and traveled, eventually doing combat with a series of repulsive and awkward vulture-like monsters. Upon delivering the death blow, their forms shimmered and changed to those of dwarves. You had slaughtered dwarves that somehow, someway had been polymorphed to a series of hook horrors. Stunned by that, you built a burial site for them, while your drow guide blithely continued traveling down the ever-tightening corridors of the Underdark. So we pick up with you all standing in the dark, Agar putting the final rocks on the burial site. And that is where we begin.
And so as I'm finishing putting the rocks over the dwarfs, I'm gonna take one of my spears, slam it right into the middle grave, and just kind of carve a few runes in Dwarvish that roughly translate to rest in peace.
Okay.
And then I'll join the group taking the caboose.
Oh. Are we not back there?
So Riley had just departed to catch up with the drow guide, Azrael, who had wandered off down to the rest of the tunnels. But you can turn back to the group, Riley, if you like.
Okay, I have a plan. I go back to the group and, hey, so where's his head? Like, I mean, I'm in the rocks. Which side? Head, feet?
Spear side is the head.
Okay.
Closer
I go
to the
to
wall.
the spear side and I start to uncover his head with the rocks. And I cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. So you take a moment to remove the rocks and revealing the gruesome sight of the dwarf that had just been killed moments ago.
Not the one that got stabbed in the head.
Not the one whose head was Gallaghered. The other one who was killed by Oni, I believe.
Yes, I killed
Through a
two
couple
of
of swipes to the ribs.
Mhm.
What does casting Speak with Undead look like?
Dead. Well, I guess he will be undead momentarily. What does it look like?
Yeah, like
When you do it.
When you do
Oh,
it.
I thought you wanted to know what the spell said. Sorry. I will take out my miniature dragon skull with the cat's eyes embedded in it and start to talk to him. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with these dead people, and then I do the arcane hand movements and go.
Okay. And as you begin speaking with your little dragon-like skull, there's a movement out of the corner of your eye, and there's a cool wind that comes through the corridor that you guys are in. And the corridor now is mostly dark except for the lights that are illuminated out of Riley's fun buns in her hair, and as well as the soft pink glow that's coming from Oni's hip from the mushrooms that are placed delicately in a pouch right at his waist.
Yes.
And as this cool wind moves past, there's a rustling out of the corner of your eye as the corpse animates and just slowly fills its lungs there, prepared to answer your queries.
Okay, I look down in his head. Hello, little dwarf man. I'm real sorry about your bed circumstance right now. I have some questions, and I would like to know, how did you become a hook horror?
There's a pause, and then the eyes from the back of the head kind of roll forward to make contact with you. And in this very slow, raspy voice, you hear the dwarf, and the corpse of the dwarf, answer you from beyond the grave. The wizard captured us, experimented on us, turned us into that.
I stare at him, hoping he'll say more about that.
That's all you get for the moment.
We know his name, right?
Whose name?
The wizard. We already know his name, right?
We just know that he's the Mad Wizard.
I think
thought
that's
it was
enough
a
to
she.
know. What?
Yeah,
Hey.
it's a she.
Hey, Gar.
Hi.
You want to talk? Want to ask questions?
In Dwarvish, I'm gonna ask him.
I think she has
She has to deliver it.
Oh, you have to deliver it.
Yeah.
But I will
Alright, fair
try
enough.
to speak Dwarvish. if you want.
No, I'll just be like, what do you remember? What?
Oh, I have the belt of dwarven kind on.
Oh,
That's true.
right,
You have to attune to it.
That's true as well.
Do they remember anything before they got transformed? Where were they?
Okay. Where is this wizard?
Yes, please.
So to sort of orient you guys are doing this right at the foot of a fork in the road where the corridor comes and then splits off into a Y. And so the hook horrors were coming down one of the sections. And the voice again takes in another breath of air into its lung. Down that corridor to the left. Continue until you see the light.
Oh, what is close by?
Is that where Azrael was headed down?
She went down the left.
Sure.
He's indicating the right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
The guards? Do we know about guards? Are we gonna do anything about this wizard, or are we just gonna let this go?
Yeah, let's let this one go. Let's do what we came here to do.
Okay.
Hi.
Well,
think that's
now
enough
that
to do.
you're, there, is there anything you'd like us to do for you up here?
You're so considerate.
I'm a cleric.
Bring word to my family in Vindel. Tell my daughter, Florence, that her father loves her.
What's her father's name?
Tell my wife that she will remain in my thoughts now and forever.
Okay, this is a little awkward. What's your name?
That's the last question.
That's 4.
Oh, is that not 5?
Nope, that's 4.
Okay.
Redmore?
Renmore.
Redmore,
Is that his whole name?
Blackhammer.
Ah,
Blackhammer.
I got it.
Okay.
I don't
that-
speak Dwarvish. I have no idea what's going on.
Was that 5 questions?
That was 4.
Okay.
So it's not really a question, but if you need anything, wherever you are, just you could find Beatrice and she will help you because she likes everybody. Everybody's good, and you seem pretty good. Sorry.
No response.
I know it's not a question.
As the corpse falls again into its lifeless state, and you take the rocks and gingerly and solemnly begin propping it back up
What'd you guys talk about?
into the burial site.
You didn't hear? You heard.
Oh, can we hear them?
I don't speak Dwarvish.
I don't either.
Yeah, but you can understand it, and I can't, right?
I thought that was not
She wasn't
happening in
attuned.
common.
Yeah, that was in common. She wasn't attuned to the belt.
Okay,
No, that
yes,
was in
we're
common.
good.
Oh,
It
okay.
is fine.
Well, I wasn't paying attention, I guess.
So, and there's only one way to go now, and I really don't want to lose sight of her.
Oh, I have locate object. We can find her.
Let's just follow her for now.
I'd like to not do that, but
The graves are assigned enough, but I'm still gonna make a very discreet mark with the chalk to remind me that's the path to the wizard.
Okay, so you take the chalk and make a few marks along the cave wall, and then you gather your things and continue down the left path, going deeper and deeper into the Underdark, chasing after Azrael, who had moved forward seemingly without care or pause.
I'm gonna crawl back up on Oni's shoulder.
Okay. So Felix, you and your crisp green collared shirt make your way up onto Oni's shoulder for comfort.
Hello.
Thanks, buddy.
It is fine.
are we close to camping for the night at all?
You sense you're a few hours away. So,
I'm gonna grind up a couple more downers just to be prepared for the future.
okay. Oni, out of the darkness, again, right in your right ear, you can hear the familiar sound of Felix taking a stone against his blade and crushing some of that substance into a powder that he quickly...
No, I'm not gonna use it yet.
Oh,
Just,
okay.
I'm having it ground up to be prepared.
Fair enough,
So
fair
if
enough.
you're
He-
going to continue doing that
prepares
when
himself.
you're on my shoulder, if you could perhaps just turn to the side
Sure.
so that it is less in my ear.
Oh yeah. Easily enough.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Of course, I appreciate you.
Drugs are
Likewise.
fine, just
Oh.
not in my ear.
You guys travel, move forward through the cave. It takes you a little bit of time to catch up with Azrael, and as she's moving through the cave, she's doing so pretty silently. In fact, she just kind of appears within the radius of Riley's light. So it's not like you have any sort of forewarning that she's right around the corner. She just kind of appears there. And the first part you see of her is the tattered black cape that sways down by her calves, coming in sort of ripped form, a bit of shreds of fabric missing from the middle. And she turns around to see that you guys have caught up. Doesn't say any words, but you just kind of see this smirk come out from the black lipstick around her lips. And she gives you guys a smirk and just silently continues brushing one hand through her long black wavy hair and kind of readjusts the belt at her waist and just continues forward.
What's she smirking about?
Maybe
Watch
she knows
out.
a joke.
Oh,
I want to approach Riley,
Easy enough.
and not like super quiet, but I just want to be like, when you did that and spoke to him, is that what I am?
Is it what?
Is that what I am? Am I not what I used to be? And I feel like where the tattoo of
In your
the
ribs.
mark of the origami dragon that I have now.
Oh.
Did it feel the same?
Do you feel different now?
I don't know anymore. I think I feel the same, but I don't know if I feel... What did you do to him that you did to me that's different? Did you feel different?
Oh, no. You see me do what I did to you before, no? Was the lady that fell off the ladder and, you know...
But I don't know if it was the same thing that you did to me.
No.
No,
I
she
made
did.
you... Huh? You weren't there.
It was.
Oh, not for the first one.
Oh,
That's it.
no.
No, you weren't there for the first one.
Go on.
Well, I was just saying she did some crazy thing where a diamond exploded and went into you, and I think I would have remembered that if she did it again. So no.
Okay.
You weren't zombie-like. But really, I think I want that tattoo, but I don't want to die to get it, so, we need to figure that out.
I think you're the only one that can give the tattoo, so... Alright, I just needed to know. Thank you.
Don't worry, buddy. I'll let you know if you're dead.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna seldomly walk back to the spot.
Is there anything you guys want to do as you travel through the monotony of the Underdark corridors?
How are we doing on food?
On food. You guys haven't actually been traveling all that long. It's been only
2 days.
Couple days, yeah.
3 days.
3 days or something like that. Not much at all. You're doing quite fine on food.
Okay.
We get real desperate, I can make 45 pounds of pure protein.
Hell yeah. Do I
Wait.
see any wildlife that I could potentially hunt, or tracks of wildlife? I've been
Just feel it.
Perception check.
I've been casually checking, but not
Oh, I didn't know where the
making a
meat was
giant
coming
effort
from.
to do so.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yes. That is a 25.
25.
Wait, sorry, 23.
You do see tracks, and in fact, you actually see glimpses of creatures down here. But most of the creatures that you see down here aren't your typical beasts that you might eat. A lot of it is insect-like creatures with hard exoskeletal shells. You've encountered the hook horrors. There is, however, one particular creature which you have encountered. It's essentially a white lobster-like creature that typically crawls along the top of the cavern walls and hunts, but it hasn't attacked you guys because it just instinctually feels outnumbered by you all. But you recognize this creature as a cave fisher, and you know that dwarves are actually quite it's highly valued in dwarven society because they use it for a lot of different things. Its hard exoskeletal shell is used for various goods. The meat within it is actually really good and really tasty, but it also secretes a poison-like venom that can be used as kind of an alcohol type deal. And so literally you use every part of the cave fisher, and it's essentially a white lobster looking creature.
Cool.
So you see a few of these. Whether or not you want to do anything about it is a different story, but you kind of encounter them out of the corner of your eyes, scurrying away from the group.
The second time I see one, I would have liked to maybe see if I could throw a spear at it and it just for the group, and just to maintain our nutrition, our food stores. Okay, if I feel like we needed to.
Okay, just give me an attack roll. See if you can hit. You guys will just kill it automatically.
14 plus 8. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll
That
hit.
should be enough.
So you knock it out of the ceiling. It falls down onto its back for a split second. You see that creepy insect thing where its claws or its legs are up in the air. It's trying to wiggle its way to get some momentum to flip over, but you come over and you're just and as you stick your spear right into its softer underbelly, you can see some of that familiar alcoholic type venom spill out of it. And
Sebastian vomits into his mouth,
Ray Frost.
but then he doesn't spit it out. Just
As you do that, Azrael sort of turns back and goes, "What am I warning next time, huh?"
We need food.
Sure.
That's not food.
But we
Oh, trust me.
no need
it's
to be
food.
abrupt about it.
We'll eat bugs.
I'll do my best, princess, and I'll take the put it with the stores of food.
You're damn right, princess.
Listen, your
The
worshipfulness.
queen.
Yes, you
I'll
are.
do what I need to do to keep this group safe and fed.
Yeah, we'll see if you talk to Mother that way.
Whose mother?
The queen.
Riley's.
I wink and like nudge Pony.
Can I be attuned to my belt, please?
Sure. Sure.
What?
We've already got a joke we don't get.
You take this wide, leathery, dwarven belt. It has the symbol of a anvil in the middle, with flames in the center of the anvil, kind of etched within. And you put it on, and you feel this sort of magical presence reach out to your mind. You sort of reach back to it, and you just spend about half an hour, 45 minutes, kind of getting to know this magical energy that's reaching out to you, and you end up attuning to the belt of dwarven kind.
Does she get a beard?
She has to roll for that.
I don't want a beard. Do I have to roll for that?
Yes.
You gotta beat a wisdom save to not get a beard.
I got high wisdom. We're good.
You can shave.
Well, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Well, I mean, hold on. If you're a woman, do
Yes,
dwarven women
yes,
have beards?
yes, they
Well,
do.
I mean, Mike's world. It's Mike's world.
I honestly haven't decided.
50-50.
My innocence outweighs my beard potential.
So,
You have got
you guys continue through
You haven't got
the
dwarven
corridors for the better part of the rest of the afternoon. After a couple of hours, up on the left-hand side of the hallway, you pass by two large columns that lead into a different corridor, but these columns are clearly man-made, and Agar, you instantly recognize the telltale signs of dwarven craftsmanship. You can see it in the etching, in the stonework, and whatnot. However, on top of the dwarven craftsmanship, you see crude etchings on the stone of a kind of like jagged compass-like shape.
Is it pointing anywhere?
Everyone give me a history check, I guess. It's kind of fuzzy. History check.
I'm proficient in if it's stone related. I'm proficient and get double.
It's not really stone related. You'll see why.
Okay.
11.
8, 10, 15.
19.
Okay. Agar and Riley, you realize this is a really poor rendition of the symbols that the hobgoblins had given you for the cloaks to enter the Pierced Ridge Valley. It's a very crude compass that sort of comes down into these jagged like arrows, as well as like outwards into jagged like arrows. They did the best they could on top of sort of defacing the dwarven architecture, the dwarven craftsmanship, but you get the gist that that's what they were going for.
So it looks like the hobgoblins have made it down this way.
I say that.
Azrael. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Azrael, you know anything about this?
Sure, this is the part of the underdark that the hobgoblins took over and flushed out the dwarves.
Do they still own it?
The hobgoblins? Sure.
And
If we go that way far enough, we'll encounter a few.
We don't want to do that.
No, not if we don't have to. It's last resort.
No, we really don't want to do that.
Why?
They don't like us.
What's
Let's
your
just say, like,
particular aversion?
The entire hobgoblin race wants us dead.
in this part of the world, at least.
And what in Loth's name did you do to deserve that? I haven't heard this story.
Absolutely nothing. We didn't deserve it at all.
This is true.
She looks at you, gives you a sly wink with her black eyeshadow, and kind of like, oh, come on, I know there's more to their story than that.
I found the door. They didn't like that.
Specifically, I talk too much.
Yes.
Did you
That's a good summary.
That sounds
We're
about
really
right.
lucky lie.
I'm having this conversation as I'm going to inspect, like feel the columns and take a look at what's going on. Do I recognize what this place used to be before the hobgoblins took over?
Just a passage to. It's just like a passageway to some other part of the Underdark. Yeah.
And this belonged to the Vintel dwarves.
Ages and ages ago, but some time back now. The dwarves, once they were flushed out, and the hobgoblins, I suppose, they both strategically collapsed some of the tunnels to make
Natural barrier.
to make it a bit harder for them to cross paths. They didn't collapse all of them because some of them are more valuable than others, some of the passageways. However, you can see.
What
This
about the Drow City versus the hobgoblins and Vintel?
We keep our distances, as far as they know and believe. But
So you're like spying on them?
sure,
Okay.
we spy on everyone.
So in this area, this way is to Vintel. Hobgoblins are right down this path. We're on our way to Rakna. Where are the Durigar?
They're a bit scattered. They don't have what you might call a metropolis underground. They have pockets of civilization.
Would I have noticed that we were being observed or followed by Durigar?
Give me a investigation check
My passive
in
is 16.
hindsight. Hindsight investigation.
2.
Sounds alright.
You haven't noticed any of the telltale
Cool.
signs of Durgar.
Cool.
Or sounds.
Okay.
Danke.
You guys continue on for another 2 hours until you finally pull into a small alcove where Azrael turns around, extends one long hand inwards, and kind of like greets you guys into the alcove where you guys will be resting for the evening.
Thank you, that is very courteous of you.
What are the odds this is another test?
Pretty good. I'm gonna test how well you can sleep through the night without incident.
So far we have been doing well on that one, yes?
Yeah, we're doing all right there.
Debatable.
You did stab Felix that one time.
He deserved it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
And Sebastian.
You also,
She stabbed 2 of us.
That's true, yes.
Can I be added to the not stabbing list, please?
I feel like it's only
appreciate the
men
same.
in danger.
Yes, you'd have to do quite a bit to anger me to that point. The threshold for these scum, and she makes eyebrows with all of you,
That
is
called for.
much lower.
You ever thought about
But a short joke.
not being so dogmatic?
You mean being foolish?
They don't mean the same or opposite. Dogmatic is like you believe one thing and you see everything from that purview. Foolish is like you don't think.
Oni,
Yes.
do you have any convictions?
Yes.
Aren't those dogmatic? Let's go. She ushers you in. You guys, she just kind of like puts her hand on your back and just kind of like, without really letting you respond,
Yeah, I go with it.
pushes you
I
in.
don't think it's.
You guys make camp. You begin to pull out your food. You can start. Azrael will allow you to start a small fire because the way the alcove works, it kind of curves off so that it doesn't give off too much scattered light into the rest of the tunnel. As you guys are sitting down and having chit chat, making food, catching up, wiping your blades clean, and doing kind of your nightly rituals. The small orange kobold scurries up to you.
Hello.
Funny. Hello.
Hello, Arquilo.
And he looks up at you, and then looks down at the mushrooms at your hip. Looks up at you. Looks down at the mushrooms. Can I have some?
For what purpose?
To put on my food. And he pulls out. He opens up. He's wearing a crisscross belt with small latches. He opens one of his pouches, pulls out a couple of pieces of what look to be like dried bark. And he's like, for this, for dinner.
I pick up the pouch. I kind of shake it. Do they have spores?
A little bit, actually, yeah.
I lean over Arquillo and I shake him a little bit so that the spores fall on him.
Like on him?
On him.
Okay.
The mushrooms are our friends. You cannot eat the mushrooms.
Oh, I just wanted this part. And he takes a nail, like kind of scrapes it so that he picks it up into a nail and kind of lays it on the bark.
It is okay, mushrooms. He will not eat you. I lean down and just take it.
He pulls out another piece of bark, takes another, like, goes over to Riley. Have some. Make a sleight of hand check. What's Arquillo's perception?
Arquillo's perception is... Perception skill...
17.
-2.
All right, he rolled an 8 minus 2.
The best thing I've ever tasted.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Okay.
I'm
He
full
walks up
though.
to
Deception
Sebastian, who has his hood pulled up, nestled in the corner, perhaps the farthest distance possible from Azrael.
Yeah.
You want some?
I'll save it for later.
No, it goes bad.
You know what? I think Agar is extra hungry. Why don't you give him my portion?
Agar, Sebastian doesn't want to eat. Have some.
Well, that's just fucking rude. When I start eating it, what do I feel?
In a second.
Okay.
First of all, the chewing. I'll describe it once we go around. He walks over to you, Felix. Do you want some?
You know what? Where I come from, it's rude to just accept food. I should give some back to you. Do you have another piece of bark?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, great. Hand me some of that. I'll sprinkle some of my downers on it.
Do I see this?
Fucker.
He's not hiding it. He didn't say he was hiding it, so you see it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I'll trade you.
and you begin to trade small little boats of bark.
I'll take a bite out of mine.
I want to intercept it. Ah, fuck. It's too late.
Too late. Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no. Give him some uppers to make it stop.
No.
I do have a high fruit left.
Hold on.
He has a
Con save.
-1. Oh no, actually he has +1 to Constitution saves.
That's a 9 to 10. So,
He fails. Right?
you immediately. Nothing immediately happens, but he kind of walks away and goes and settles down next to Oni. And those of you that, so it was Oni had some, Agar, and Felix had some, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The taste of it is like hard textured cardboard with a very sharp taste to it from the mushroom seasoning. The spores taste sharp, not like salt crystals, but different, not unlike anything you've had before.
I did want to, before I took a bite, I did want to see recognize to see if this was in fact edible.
Everything's edible.
I mean, you've already eaten it, man.
I mean, I've already eaten it, but I wanted to
It's you can tell it's not particularly nutritious,
Okay.
but it's like eating the
Core of an apple.
Bark.
it's the cardboard of lettuce. Let's put it that way.
So kale.
Yes.
So after about
We ate kale.
2 minutes of this, Oni,
Oh boy.
Agar, Felix, in your minds,
Yes.
Oh.
in your minds, you just hear like a. I'm tired, so tired.
Arquillo?
What?
And you hear this like just resounding, raspy echo as all of a sudden, like almost in your head, you feel the nearby presence of 3 other companions, and then you kind of reach out and you can kind of like you feel a mental barrier that feels dwarvish, Oni. You reach out and you feel one that feels halfling in nature. Felix, you reach out and you feel one that feels dragonborn in nature. And
I concentrate, and as loud as I can think, just really loudly think boobies, 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 boobies. I see if either of them laugh.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, you all hear in your mind boobies, followed by Arquillo giggling in what seems to be this half semi-conscious stupor induced by the downers, and you can see his eyes droop, trying to stay awake. They droop sequentially, like.
Do I feel the mushrooms telepathically?
This is the presence of the mushroom, yes, and then you also feel that small alien presence of the mushrooms at your hip.
I bring them up and I go, "Hello again, mushrooms." And I look over at Agar and Felix and I go, "This is what they did earlier."
You say that mentally or out loud?
Oh, no, out loud.
Out loud.
This.
But I was connected to all of their family, all of it.
This is really fucking weird.
I feel like this could be super useful at some point. Are we lucid? Like,
Yeah.
Are we all our faculties are...
Your mental faculties are there. You
Not
just
like
feel
wills.
mentally connected.
How long do these effects last, though?
I don't know.
What are you
felt it
talking
for a
about?
while.
Yeah,
This
what?
is free telepathy.
I walk over to Sebastian and Riley and shake the mushrooms above them.
Why'd you do that?
There's a small scattering of purple spores that rains upon you.
Boobies, 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 boobies.
They have to actually ingest it.
Okay, damn it.
It's not working.
What's not working?
So I feel that we are sharing a thought.
Yes,
And I point to like the four of us.
yes. He is struggling to stay alive. He is thinking about boobies.
I could have told you
assume
that.
they're halfling or elvish. I'm not sure.
Azrael walks up to you, Sebastian,
Oh no.
Oh no.
leans in real close, pulls the hood towards your face, and then with one of her black nails scoops some of it
Oh no.
off of it. Just go,
What the?
and then sits back down.
Let me know if it works.
I try to stifle the thought of how turned on that made me.
How sexy that was.
Yes, I'm gonna try to stifle that thought.
I don't think it works.
I
that
start
way.
immediately going through lessons with CT about like the most inane stuff on like how to track scat and stuff like that.
To be clear, it's not like they can hear your stream of thoughts.
Okay, good.
It's like if you reach out,
If you want to broadcast,
they can hear you.
Okay.
It's not like they hear what you're currently thinking.
If anybody tries to reach into my mind, they're going to see a big brick wall, big stone wall.
Let me know if it works.
Her eyes narrow, black eyeshadow, slight curl to the black lipstick.
Okay.
You hear it in your mind.
Okay. Yes, you need to eat it
Why?
Easily impressed.
so that you can hear thoughts, so they
Wait.
can communicate without speaking.
I thought you've never dealt with the mushrooms before,
I haven't.
and yet you seem all too familiar with how this works.
I think it was experimentation. Yes.
Hmm.
So you and Felix and Arquillo and I all ate it from what Arquillo took from his head, yes? And now she has from his
oh
head.
wait,
Take good care of that.
Yes,
Come in
they
quite
mushroom
handy.
it.
She says that telepathically.
Still.
can I go find my mushrooms I threw like in the corner?
What mushroom?
Remember I went.
Mushroom work.
Oh, yeah, the mushroom bark.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So it's spores on bark. So as you did that, kind of like
Okay.
the spores scattered.
But I have to like. Someone
We
to
have
explain.
some
Sure, but
rations.
imagine putting salt on something and then just going.
No, that's fair.
We have some rations. I shake the mushrooms on the rations. I'm sorry, I hope this is not bothering you.
You feel a bit of uncomfort,
Oh, I'm
but
sorry.
what you really feel is a sense of like dryness,
Oh,
almost like a thirst.
okay.
Oh shit.
Do I feel that too?
The water.
Not only, yeah, you do that. You do.
I cast Ray of Frost on the floor,
Okay.
and then I
Basically, have
cast
just water to drink.
Create Bonfire on it.
Yeah, I have water skin too.
And then all the water evaporates.
And then it's ice. It needs to look. And then I'll put the mushroom.
Yeah, fire is in a limited
Okay.
oxygen
On
environment of a
that.
cave. Good
So
idea.
right next to your ray of frost, you create the bonfire, and you form this small little puddle, and you kind of gingerly dip the mushrooms in.
Is that
They,
better?
they seem to be soaking up.
Wait, I
some
gave
of
you the
water.
shelf thing.
That was like the
Oh, that's
embodiment
better.
of
Yes.
Showing off.
long
I'll
walk
try
for a
and
small drink of
scoop
water.
the muddy ground into the shelf thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just water them every so
It's
often.
better. I don't
After-
have that much to.
After you guys just kind of chit chat and experiment, it wears off 30 minutes later.
Cool.
And
Interesting.
you habitually reach out to one another sort of mentally. There's just like nothing there. It's a very ginger slow. It fades away, such that
As I can feel it fading away, I want to reach out to Azrael and be like, well, it feels like you could have some kind of fun. You want to get high?
what kind of high?
I'm going to go up and down.
I'm gonna stand up and.
I don't know.
walk
You
out
tell
and
me.
hunt.
Is halfling blood an upper or a downer?
Hmm?
Huh?
Don't know. Can't say I've tried it.
I have.
She takes your hand, turns your wrist upwards.
Oh no.
Whoa, what are you doing? You already stabbed him once.
She she takes her blade and it immediately begins to writhe with black smoke tendrils that come off it.
Jeez.
Well,
I ready a hand axe.
would you like to try?
I pull out a pipe and I like try to like wedge the mouthpiece like into her dagger hand.
Maybe some other night.
Well, all right. That's what I get for trying to be nice, I guess. Take my pipe back.
I would like to ask the mushrooms if they mind if we do this, not regularly, but on occasion.
Give me a nature check.
Mushroom handling.
That counts.
Interesting.
14.
You get the sense that they don't mind. However, you also get the sense that they don't have the capacity, the physical production to do this more than once a day.
Cool.
And I will give you a actual like card for the item.
Awesome. They are friends.
Card.
So
Weird.
So now you felt this is what the mushrooms did to me back when there were so many of them. But I met all of their family. It wasn't just these people, you know, it was like big.
we're going to flash forward a little bit. You guys have your
went to hunt.
discussions. What's that?
I had gone to hunt.
Gone to hunt?
Yeah, when Felix was offering to get high, I was just like, all right. I had ready an axe, but then I saw that they were kind of like calmed down, and then
Okay, just give me your survival check to find something.
15.
15. It's taking you a bit of time, but you do, again, eventually, you kind of find some of those larger centipede, like not the cave fishers, these are actual insects. Now, that's the only thing that crosses your path. It's up to you whether or not you want to bring it in for food.
Slimy yet satisfying. I'll do it.
Easy enough. You just splatter one end of it and just kind of drag it behind you. It's numerous legs.
Cool.
Unpleasant.
You can eat, harvest, do whatever you want with it.
Any material I think is not useful to us, I'm gonna offer to Oni to feed to the mushrooms because I know that they I assume that they function like normal mushrooms and that they'll feed off of decaying and dying stuff.
Okay, so you can take bits of its like organs and like kind of nestle it within the pouch at the bottom and let it naturally decay. And,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That is considerate of you. Thank you.
No problem. I take care
So-
of all of us.
The next morning, you guys wake up and begin to leave. You wrap up your stuff and begin traveling. You leave out through the alcove and back into the cave where you continue traveling downwards. After about an hour's worth of travel, there's a very unsettling tremor to the ground. Just a very, like, at first it's, did I feel that?
We long rested?
And then, yes.
Cool.
And then the tremor gets greater and greater and greater. And then it starts tremoring and shaking to the point where you feel like you're about to lose balance, and you can feel parts of the ceiling are beginning to like, dust is coming down, rocks begin to fall. Azrael is looking around in panic, eyes wide, and kind of slaps Sebastian by the shoulder, spinning him around, and then starts sprinting down the other way. As right as she sprints, off in the distance, the shaking becomes greater and greater until you can hear this cascade of rock falling. I need you to all make dexterity saving throws.
It's a cave in, fucking
hell.
run!
That's good.
I think she's gonna kill me.
Shit.
Dex save?
Oh,
21.
I will use my wizard thing.
5.
What the fuck is it?
17.
5.
Did we agree to +2 or +4 bonus to saving throws? Chris?
For what?
For my arcane deflection thing, as a reaction, I can add bonuses to my saving throw or AC.
Well, what did you roll? I'll tell you if it makes a difference.
12.
You rolled a
Total.
12.
I rolled an 11 + 1.
An 11 plus 1. Okay, so the DC was 10
Oh,
for this
cool.
first roll.
Great.
So if you failed, you take 2 points of damage.
Oh, those are D12, yes.
Those were D12s. You would take 2 points of damage. If you succeed, you take half. So 2 of that. As you guys are quick enough on the draw that you only start to get pummeled by the small pieces, small ting against their armor. A couple of them hit you in the head. It's more annoying than anything, but the tunnel keeps collapsing heavier and heavier. It's just, you can feel there's this rush of dust and wind that comes behind you as you can feel the air being flushed out. Everyone make it a second dexterity saving throw.
Firm feet, don't fail me
good.
now.
Should I be rolling for
This
Aquila?
next DC is 12.
I'm all
Damn it.
I'm
5.
good. Are you on me, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we're good.
I don't know if that affects. I don't know if that'll change anything.
I have my shield up.
Will it encumber?
So, if you failed, you take 10 points of damage.
-3.
-3 for a guard. And if you succeeded, you take half.
1.
This time, the rocks that begin to fall
10?
are becoming greater and greater, and in fact, these large rocks hit you and begin in parts of your shoulder, and it sends you off balance as you wobble forward. The terrain in front of you is now being littered with rocks, so it's becoming difficult terrain. So it's hard to move as you're running forward. I need you all to make a third dexterity saving throw.
Shit. Roll high, please. Ah, shit.
Okay, not bad.
Okay, so now I will need to
Now the DC is 14.
Didn't roll 13.
Nat 20.
What if we meet it?
You
beat
beat
it.
it.
Beat it, beat it.
Meets it, beats it. So if you meet it, you take half.
I will now use my arcane deflection reaction to give myself a +4
Okay.
to the saving throw.
Okay. So if you failed, you take 3 points of damage because I rolled terribly.
I love you.
If you succeeded, you take 1 point.
Ha, even if I failed, I wouldn't have taken any damage.
Yeah.
So at this point, the collapsed tunnel is beginning to slow down, but there's still enough falling in front of you and behind you that it still feels very threatening. A couple of you take a few to the neck. There's some
I
that
take one to the
fall right in front of you, and kind of you almost trip and twist your ankle as your footing becomes awkward as you're trying to avoid these reverse landmines that are falling from the sky. But eventually, everything relaxes, and you're all coughing a bit because of the dust that had just swelled into a large cloudy haze, and you look back. There's a soft glow to Oni's mushrooms. Right now, the only thing illuminating the chamber.
They are okay, everyone.
And out of the darkness,
Light?
you cast light. Okay, so you cast light into your fun buns, and you just see Azrael absolutely seething with rage.
So what the fuck was that?
Her lips are tight. Her eyes have gone narrow. There's a stiffness and a rigidity to her shoulders.
She's
and
not
her
looking at me,
posture.
is she?
Oh no.
She's looking past you all at the collapsed tunnel.
Do you have a personal vendetta against earthquakes?
No, but this puts us back a week of travel.
A week?
A week?
Ooh.
That was the most direct path.
Can we move the rocks?
Dude, no, that's...
You would like to move the earth itself? I don't think so, halfling.
Don't have any spells for that, but I can breathe acid if necessary. Not sure how much.
Well, maybe not a week, but at least 4 days.
What if we go by where the mad wizard, if there is a way to avoid?
No, we'll have to encroach our way past the hobgoblins.
What other options do
Let's
we
go.
have?
We're moving.
Wait, would it be faster to go by your beholder?
No.
No, that was like a couple days ago.
Hobgoblins, better option.
Yeah.
I agree.
Right, a real threat instead of a fake one. Sure.
Army of Undead. It was there.
Yeah, but... Well, we didn't verify that.
We saw
We
it.
saw it.
Well,
Did we,
We saw
like,
one
did
dark vision.
we saw something. Did we recognize that it was in fact undead?
Yeah, it was
You
right next to
definitely
us.
saw skeletons, yes.
Oh shit.
It
Okay,
watched
never mind.
us.
That's right.
Yes.
We're like tap dancing. And
On the
shit.
plus
We-
side, I didn't take any damage because I have
Then-
evasion.
Congratulations.
Redacted.
I had shield
gonna-
on me.
I'm
And
gonna
Felix.
pat Oni's head and give him a cure wounds.
Oh, thank you.
11 points.
I'm
I'm
gonna
back to full.
pat my own head and give me a cure wound.
So, I don't know if it is.
Yes.
I'll talk to you in on the break about it because
Sounds good.
Not worth work.
Guys, I rolled
now.
an
Okay, so
D8.
Well done.
you guys make your way back 2 hours in mostly silence. Azrael is absolutely fuming at the change in plans, and anytime you guys try to make small conversations with one another, she gives you a very sharp, like, tsk, and brandishes her blade as she does so, and she is not in a good mood right now.
Oh, I kind of want to fuck with her.
So happy before.
I really want to fuck with her.
Oh, please don't.
I won't.
You guys travel for 2 hours in
I might.
almost
Please don't.
almost absolute silence until you come back to those two columns that frame the passageway leading down to the hobgoblin territory. And instead of walking past it, you turn and walk within. As you walk within,
Sorry. Right before we do that, I want to like try to desecrate the compass that was thing.
like etch it in stone.
He does a shaman.
Easy enough.
Voodoo.
Easy enough. You just
ritual.
take out your axe and just like quickly start scraping away at it.
Dope. Let's do it.
As you guys step within, Azrael says, "From here we move a bit slower, but a bit more carefully.
Yes.
Everybody make a stealth check as we move forward."
Seems smart.
Maybe you should really consider
Come
switching
on.
your set of armor.
I like this armor.
I know.
It
but-
looks like dragon.
Natural 20.
Same.
Hey,
You have disadvantage.
God damn it. 17.
Oh,
Plus
still
1
good.
is 18.
Okay.
Arquillo.
Nat 20.
5.
Okay.
27.
27, yeah.
17.
17.
Did you want me to roll for Arquillo?
Oh, yeah.
Or sorry, 18.
Oh. We got
Oh, nay!
these.
You hear out of the darkness, and immediately Azrael grabs you, Oni, by the front, pulls you in, and just goes, "Shut him up," and throws you back.
I look
She's
over to
trying
Riley.
to
Can
do
you
that?
cast silence on a person?
No. I can cast
I
silence
pick up
on
Arquillo and just.
He doesn't resist. He's just like,
I release.
"That was scary."
I'm sorry, friend. We'll have to be very quiet now.
Okay.
I love Oni so much.
I'm back on your shoulder. you clamp his mouth shut.
Yep.
You guys travel for about an hour, and
He has +4.
He has plus 4?
Yeah.
Jesus.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
out of the distant caverns, you hear very low, deep growl,
Do I recognize this? Damn.
then a louder growl.
Go.
I cure wounds myself. Yeah, you got 8.
And Azrael looks back,
I purpose spear.
gives you like a finger, and then literally just blinks out, just disappears from sight.
Cool.
About a minute passes, and she tiptoes back into the light. She goes, "We're going to have to extinguish that," pointing to your light.
I don't have to. It's gonna hurt.
"We're going to have to cover that," pointing to your mushrooms.
Put a rag over the mushrooms.
And we're going to have to move delicately. There are a few hook horrors down here, a few more of those vulture-like beasts. Not that they're a problem, but we don't want to attract attention.
What's growling?
However, the hook horrors. However, they seem to be feasting on something, so we should be able to move past relatively undetected.
Do you expect any arcane traps since we are hobgoblin territory?
Not yet.
Okay, let me know. I can detect magic.
Make a stealth check as you all move forward.
Another one.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
God damn it. 10.
So Arquillo got a 10. I got a 7.
Me too. 7. 7sies.
I assume you rolled in the 30s, Sebastian.
13.
Jesus!
We got a 28.
You got it?
Whoa.
13.
10.
Oh my god. Okay, so you guys stealth your way forward, doing the best you can. However, without the light from Riley's Fun Buns and without the light from the mushrooms, it's uncomfortably dark for those of you without dark vision, and you kind of stumble upon each other, pushing each other. There's kind of loud gasps of breath as you bump into one another.
That's only one. It's only Oni and Felix right now,
No, I got a 10.
who don't have dark vision.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm actually seeing through my bat's eyes, so I can see well enough in the dark.
We're just loud for no reason.
Yeah, we're bad at this. Is the actual reason.
So you continue forward, and eventually, the growling grows louder, and out of like one, there have been a few offshoots from this main corridor, and in one of the offshoots, you can see as you creep on by a couple of hook horrors, just absolutely feasting on something. And they do notice
Can I cast silence on them?
on who?
The hook horrors.
Sure.
Okay, I do the silent spell with the ear movement.
Okay. And
will speak the evil.
the growling that you had heard is just abruptly cut off.
And now they can't hear us.
Creatures inside the sphere are considered deafened.
So they do not see you then, because they would have seen you otherwise.
Really making up for our mistakes.
As you're traveling, everyone give me a perception check. Those of you without dark vision, disadvantage.
Dope.
Rolled okay.
I got a 22.
17.
16.
And
22.
Willow got 11. 22 for me, though. You may, really.
Okay. You peering through your bat's eyes that rests on the white hair that comes down between your horns, and you, Agar, I believe, 22s, both of you.
22.
Dope.
For the rest of you, it's just. For the rest of you, it's just gore on top of gore as you silently see these hook horrors using their long hockey stick like appendages to sort of rip into these creatures. But you, through Yume's eyes and you using your dark vision, see that as they're ripping into a chest cavity of a humanoid shaped creature, there's a like dog-like head that kind of flops to the side right in your direction.
Oh, no.
Does it look mutated or does it look normal?
It is a null.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is it
It's a no.
It looks mutated.
so it's a mutated null?
No, it is nulls are mutated other things. They become nulls like this.
Okay.
A null is a mutated.
It's a regular null.
Regular null.
All right. But it's not the prairie dogs.
No, it is past that stage, it seems.
So
You should know them very intimately.
yeah, that's what I was asking. If like I recognize it to be like the mutated.
You guys reckon it's a null, not a hyena transitioning to a null. It's a full null.
Yeah. So
Prairie of the dog.
A slip of the tongue, yes.
so it's the hobgoblins that did it. They're doing
Shut up, dwarf.
God damn it. Fuck you.
You guys keep moving silently past. Azrael disappears from sight, reappears back behind you, Agar, and you feel like an elbow, like right in the crook of your neck, and she pulls you in. You can feel her lips right against your ear. She's like, "You've been testing me, dwarf. Stay in line. You're going to get us all killed."
I'm not the one speaking right now, am I?
No. But I know what I'm doing. You don't.
Yeah, that cave-in was a real success.
You think I fucking caused that?
Shh, just lead us.
It is okay, Riley cast spell, everyone. They cannot hear, like, at all.
But there might be more.
Oh, that's true. We should all be very quiet then. Can you please lead us?
It's like leading a herd of blind cats.
That is close. Most of us can see in the dark.
I am pretty blind right now.
Yes.
And light on my feet.
You guys continue traveling.
Woo! Crisis averted.
That wasn't the
As you travel for another 2 hours, there's a soft glow ahead of you.
Oh no. Do we recognize these drums?
Civilization.
No, this is music. This isn't actually.
You're metagaming.
So there's a soft glow, and you can tell that the chamber you're following, the cavern you're following, opens up into a larger chamber. And give me perception checks. As you're walking into this new area.
13.
25.
11 for me.
10.
Nat 20.
6 for our
Oh,
Aquila.
nice. That's what that is.
Okay.
That was a 5.
So, those of you above a 15 notice more details. Those of you below that, what you see is kind of like your attention is immediately drawn towards what seems to be a wooden platform off in the distance. Kind of the curve of the cavern is blocking off most of it, but some of you have pulled up in front and kind of get a wider angle to see more of the landscape. So those of you that rolled higher notice that in addition to this this platform out there, there are a number of barrels and sacks. There are a few lanterns hung at what appear to be 3 different entrances that are kind of lifted off the ground at the top of the platform. Three tunnels that lead off in other directions. And as all of you collectively walk out of this tunnel and into this cavern, you notice a series of parallel beams with a number of wooden planks and what appear to be large metallic carriages on wheels. And you see some of them
Minecart level.
Minecart madness.
are
Do this.
on these metal beams, and a couple of them have been moved off to the side, but there are a couple on there. And Agar,
Do I recognize these as old dwarven mining carts?
due to your craftsmanship and due to like kind of your just general knowledge of the way dwarves think about constructing things, this looks very efficient and dwarven-like.
And in good condition?
No.
I'm gonna go check it out.
No, they've been like beat up just from
But
the
functional.
sheer, very functional, definitely functional.
These will work.
But they have not been well taken care of. There's no sense of maintaining the aesthetics of it. It's purely maintained for function's sake.
There it is.
And as you guys are moving into it, off in the distance you hear a... And Sebastian, this is a very familiar rumbling that you had heard weeks and weeks and weeks ago through one of the cavern walls that you cannot quite discern the source of, but you hear, as you look down to the left, you see these tracks go off kind of uphill, and then you look down to your right and you see tracks that go downhill. And Azrael looks up at you all, says,
Magic traps?
I doubt it. They don't really expect.
Okay.
But I sense that we're going to have company. And as she says the word company, there are a few red furred humanoids. They sort of walk out and they've got shovel in one arm, pick in another arm. A few of them are carrying sacks of something, and they walk out through the middle one, and upon seeing you guys, they drop their stuff and they make a large commotion. They start yelling, "Rah, da, da!" They start
person.
yelling.
Throwing a spear.
Hold person.
Okay.
Level 3 to grab 2 of them.
Okay, go for it. As in the distance you hear the rumbling getting closer of the cart.
Not again.
And Azrael runs to one of the carts, jumps in. Wisdom saves for the other two?
Yep.
Okay. DC 16?
16.
One of them succeeds, one of them fails.
Okay. That's my turn.
So one of them is frozen in place, but the other one just willy-nilly throws his pickaxe at you. I'm just gonna... Ooh, that's an actual 20. All right, I'm gonna roll a D6 to see who he's aiming
Who's
for.
getting the eye patch?
1, 2, 3. Sebastian.
You have every time.
All right, this is just gonna be a D8. That's 10 points of damage to you. And
I will use uncanny dodge.
okay, so you reduce that by half as this your attention is grabbed by the rumbling of the approaching minecart, and then Azrael darting off to the other one that you only barely have enough time to react, so you still get caught in part of the shoulder by the thrown pickaxe, and then Azrael is in the cart, just at this point, the jig is up, and she's yelling, "Come on, we've got to go! We've got to go! Get in!"
Go, 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 go!
All in the
Pick
same
up our
cart?
Quillo
Yep.
and Felix,
Okay.
if he wasn't already on my shoulder.
Okay, you pick up Felix. You get in.
I'm last again.
Yeah.
You last to get in.
yeah.
Okay, so Riley, you get in. Sebastian, you get in. Oni, you with one hand, your Agar's pushing the cart, his big firm feet echoing along the ground.
I'll toss these two in and help him
You
push.
toss them to, you help him push.
Yeah.
You guys get a bit of momentum, and you see that the tracks disappear into a tunnel that then begins to curve down.
Space Mountain.
And right as you guys are about to crest over and down, you hop on side saddle style, both of you dragging on one side, dwarf on the other, landing inside the cart, turning around, pulling out your weapons as you whoosh, go down into darkness, and that's where we're going to take our break.
Oh my god. That was
Crocs. I want to keep an eye out for Crocs.
So we'll be back in about 10 minutes or so to see the insanity of this minecart madness.
So
Don't forget
excited.
to vote. Oh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Those of you that are in the chat, you can help us decide who gets the Legends Die, a D20 of inspiration that they can use and will probably need during this minecart chase. You can vote for Oni, the Dragonborn, Riley, the Cleric, Sebastian, the Swindling Rogue, Agar, the Dwarf and Survival Ranger, and the Silver-Tongued Halfling, Felix. However, you can also vote for me, the DM.
Yeah, but you don't want to do that.
So, we will see you in a bit.
Oh boy.
We are back in action. So, during the first half of today's session, you guys were continuing to explore the Underdark. Your plans to continue down Azrael's way was thwarted by a collapse within the tunnel. So you guys had to backtrack, make your way through Hobgoblin territory, where you discovered that they had a minecart-like system of railways and carts that they use to harvest different things from the mountains. However, you didn't have much time to investigate as they slowly made their presence known. A couple of them emerging from the tunnels. A few of them, you could hear them coming off in the distance, coming in their own cart. And before we jump into what happens next, we have to figure out what happened with the Legends Die. Chris, did we get some votes?
So we did. There were some technical difficulties, but big shout out to Beastly Muffins for sending screenshots
Thank you, Beastly Muffins.
in chat. So we have our vote. Unfortunately, Agar, we do not accept player votes.
Who do you vote for?
Agar.
Don't say.
Oni?
That's why we need IDs for the votes.
Right.
Yeah.
I voted for Oni, guys.
So the
Thank
current
you.
vote stands at 2 votes for Felix.
Of course.
Convenient.
So, Felix, you will have the legendary die that you can use for the rest of this session. And please make sure to use it, because we've forgotten to use it
The
last 3 times.
2
Who
times.
else voted?
So, we can find that out.
Kendra? Yeah.
Thank you, Kendra.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Beastly Muffins again.
You very well might save his life.
So, as you guys are racing down you're in the minecart, you feel this momentum as you plunge downward into a steep decline. The weight of Oni the Dragonborn and Agar the dwarf piling into the back, accelerating your decline as you now are just rocketing downwards in pure darkness at the moment. First, before we do anything, I want to establish a positioning in the minecart. Basically, I want to know who's in front and who's in back. Right now, it's Oni and Agar in back. Does anyone want
That's
to
what I'm
change?
thinking.
I would like to make my
Positions.
way to the front, if possible.
Okay, and who
Like
would
to hold on to Oni for dear life.
switch positions with you? There's gotta be.
Because I was up front, because it's awesome.
So you want to be in the back?
Sure.
I mean, if you want to stay in the front, that's cool.
Nah, it's cool.
Okay. So you guys are rocketing downward at this incline. It begins to get less steep and even out. Are you just going to keep going through the darkness, or?
Oh, I mean, light.
Okay, so you cast light, and you notice that the tunnel that you're rocketing down is not much larger. Like if you put your hands up, you could scrape along the ceiling.
So Space Mountain.
Like it's a very tight tunnel that you're going in. All right. So we've got Riley and Agar in the back. In the actual cart is just one handle, an empty burlap sack, and just like a
Jackpot.
just like an empty barrel as well. That currently Arquillo is in the barrel, like just the little kobold just like spinning around.
If he makes it through the end of the campaign, this will be the most legendary campaign ever.
So, all right, I need you all to roll initiative.
He's both our Ashley and our Auntie Ashley.
We are going to be taking turns throughout this. That will be a little loose
Holy shit.
with the
I rolled
rules,
amazing for myself.
but
for Quilla.
yeah. So 20-25.
22 for me. And Arquillo got not there yet.
Okay, 15 and 20.
Arquillo got 18.
18.
Okay.
I don't know if it matters.
16.
I'm just gonna have Arquillo hold his action unless you say it otherwise.
Cool.
16 from you. Okay. Oops. Actually, I need to move a couple of you down. Okay. Move this up.
Bonjour, moi.
Okay. 10 to 15.
Is that usually a bad thing?
14.
Yes.
Most
And
tonight.
Agar.
I rolled a nat 1, so 2.
Is that?
Oh my
Did I
God.
get everybody?
Yep, yep.
Oni, Azrael, Felix, Riley, Sebastian, Agar.
Yeah.
Arquilla.
Felix and Arquillo have the same initiative.
Yeah, they have the same initiative. Okay,
They're
so
interchangeable.
we're going in initiative. Now, you guys are rocketing down. Riley casts light, so you guys are moving. And behind you, you can hear the echoing of a fellow cart that's racing behind you, trying to catch up. And you can hear the war cries of hobgoblins shouting commands to one another as they speed after you. As you move down the cart, it begins to even out, and you come down to this flat area. And ahead of you, you can see that there are low-hanging beams coming from the top. I need you all to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh boy.
Even the short ones?
Is Arquillo
Lobbing arrows.
Except for Felix and Arquillo.
Oh, all right, good.
cool.
'cause
Unless you're on Oni's shoulder.
I probably would be.
Okay, then
Really?
dex
That
save.
seems very precarious. In the
Actually,
cart.
no, he's not. I tossed him into the cart with Arquillo.
Okay, but are you crawling back up to his shoulder? Is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, I probably. Am I able to see over the cart? If I'm
No,
standing in it?
you would be blind to what the terrain is.
Yeah, I would probably have to crawl up on it just to be useful.
Okay, so
and-
dex saves from everyone.
Okay.
So halfling luck to reroll that one. Hey, much better.
Okay,
24.
DC 12.
I'm cool.
Okay. Did anyone roll a nat 1? Okay. So,
I kind of want someone to
I don't like that
know what
one.
happened.
oh shit.
I believe
If you failed, you get 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, cool. We good.
If you succeed, nothing happens. But
no damage?
no damage
Awesome.
if you succeed. So these wooden beams hang from the top of the ceiling. Word escaped me for some reason. You duck down, missing the second one, but then as a third one races past you, clocks you right in the side of the head. Your eyes go starry-eyed for a second as you then continue moving downward. As you move downward, there's another one of these beams. Everyone make a dex save. Another one. As there's a series of beams that
Oh my
come down into your area. Same thing. Dex. The saving throw is 12. The DC is 12.
Yeah,
Oh,
I failed it.
Just hit it.
Okay. 6 points of damage
On that 20.
if you failed, and
Okay.
and nothing if you succeeded. Okay. You guys make your way past the third one, and I need another dex.
No.
Shit.
Behind you.
No.
Behind
Shooting
you.
arrows behind us while this is happening.
Well, hold on. We're jumping into initiative soon. behind you all, you can hear and finally see, especially Riley and Agar, you can see this other minecart. So it goes down and kind of flattens out, and you guys are at the flat part. You can see the other minecart pull through, and you see 3 hobgoblins within. One of them is one of the individuals that did not get paralyzed by Felix's hold person.
The one who hit me with an axe.
Yes, the one that hit Sebastian with the axe, and you don't recognize the other 2.
Got a bone to pick.
Are we supposed to be
That's 1 point of
hitting
damage.
half
Pickaxe.
damage?
No.
Okay.
Okay, 1 point of damage if you failed that last
Damn
one.
DC 12
save
again?
This one. Fuck.
I failed, but I'd have resistance.
Okay, so you get knocked in the head, but it doesn't really phase you. Okay, so you guys are racing down.
Front hot head.
You see the cart ahead of you, and you can see that there are lanterns off in the distance, barely illuminating. So it's kind of, it opens up into this wider area. It opens up, and you move past a gap in the middle, a chasm right in the middle, and you see the tracks split off into 2, and you see a switch in the middle. Oni, is there anything you want to do?
Do I see anything dangerous ahead of us
That would be your action.
to perceive it?
Yeah, because we're moving really fast at the moment. So you
Yeah, fuck it.
basically you want to perceive?
With through Yume, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 13. Do I notice anything particularly dangerous on the other side?
You notice there's this chasm beneath or between the tracks,
Yeah.
and then you notice as the tracks begin to unite off in the distance, there's a series of stalagmites and stalactites over here.
Through that side.
Yeah.
Okay, but not on the other.
Well, they're between the tracks.
Oh, so they're on both sides?
So tracks, stalagmites in the middle.
Oh, shit.
Like columns.
Yes, columns in between. Kind of like imagine if you were going through a subway, it's like the columns.
Okay, I warn everyone.
The
Okay,
scorpion.
so
fucking-
you warn
Watch out for
everyone.
ropers.
You are rapidly approaching.
Shield out.
Okay,
Can I sacred flames them?
we're going in initiative. So now it's Azrael's just gonna hold her turn. Felix, you're up. What would you like to do? You see this switch?
Yes, can I see the switch?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. So I yell to Sebastian, "Aye, mage hand the switch," and then I want to hold minor illusion for whenever we cross on a certain direction. I want a minor illusion the other direction, like a big rock in the way of the track.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. So
Hell yeah, dude.
all right. So you essentially hold your action to minor illusion in the other direction as you shout off to Sebastian to flip the switch. You guys are
Once we
racing.
pass it.
You guys are racing past it. Riley, if you don't hit the switch, If Riley doesn't hit the switch now, you won't get a chance to hit the switch.
Well, mage hand can be done at a distance.
Right, but then you'll be past it. So you can switch the tracks behind you.
Can I just reach out and switch it?
That's what he's trying
You'll
to
have to make an attack roll.
Okay. With what?
do. Ranged attack?
Well, if you're using magic, use magic. If you're using just like you want to take your axe, or if you want to try and hit it with a ranged weapon,
You do have
say
a
that would be a
crossbow.
disadvantage if you want to hit it with like a range, like an arrow.
Can I
Or a bolt.
just slap it with my rapier?
Yeah, make an attack roll.
18.
18. So you race by, you pull out your rapier, and you hit it, and there's this large king as you hear the it shifts, and you begin to go down the left path. The left.
Minor illusion the rock on the right.
Okay, so you minor illusion a rock, which is for our purposes. Oh hell,
Wait,
I have a rock
you're putting it. Sorry, you're putting it on which one?
on the other
So on
tracks.
the opposite path.
Wait, isn't that what they would just continue along?
That's why he told you to minor
Right, so
illusion.
that's why I told you
mage hand
switch
the-
it back.
the switch,
Yeah. Okay.
which can be done
Okay.
at 30 feet.
It's rocketing back, Sebastian. It's your turn.
I will attempt to mage hand the switch as we have already passed it.
Okay. Is it whatever you use to make mage hand? Is it an Arcana check?
No, it's just a cantrip. You just cast it.
But
But
to actually
as a-
manipulate it.
Yes, so it's usually sleight of hand. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
usually
sleight of
used
hand.
for like
Doing
lock
dex
picking and
checks.
stuff like that.
Yeah. So whatever you normally do, go ahead and do that for me.
20 21.
Damn.
21. Yeah. So there's this shift to you guys, and then there's a shift backwards as you guys continue to race. There's a large illusion of a rock that appears down the other quarter, and these guys have caught up. They are familiar with the territory, so they just automatically duck down underneath the beams, knowing that it's going to come. I'm going to give them...
Usually to determine if it's an illusion, they do investigation checks.
Investigation.
DC 16.
Yeah, no, they fail. So the tracks have now shifted
To the rock.
This is why I'm confused of why we did this, but continue.
So the rocks. So you guys
Yeah, we
shifted
did
it
it
to
wrong.
you.
Then he
They
shifted
shifted
it back.
So it's now pointing towards the rocks.
Yeah.
Which
We
is
screwed up. We screwed up.
It's gonna make them want to follow us.
Yeah.
Either way, it's
Well,
better
I
that way
figured
they're
that
not
they
next to
might-
us.
Yeah, I'm hoping to freak them out. Maybe one will jump off thinking that they're about to die.
Well, as they hurl towards it, the tracks are now pointing towards the rock. They're gonna try and hit the switch to knock it back.
No, don't.
Ooh, hold on.
No, don't. Come on.
Words.
Fail that.
Are you choosing to do that?
Yeah, I will. Cutting words.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, I'm assuming. Wait. Well, I can know what. I can wait. What did they roll? You don't tell me the result, but what did they roll?
Roll a 5.
Okay. Yeah. Then no need.
Okay, so they miss. They try to make a swipe at it, but they're going faster than normal to catch up with you guys. So they miss, and you all see them collectively duck and brace themselves to hit the rock,
Damn it.
and they just fly through. Now the path on the bottom has a more direct route. The path on the top kind of curls around. So now you guys are curling around this empty gap between you two. It's just, as far as you can see, it's just a giant hole in the ground. Okay, Sebastian used Mage Hand. Agar, you're up if you want to do something.
I can't. Can I see across from where they are? Like,
Yes, you can
I
see
can
them.
see them.
Yes,
You're
you're about 30 feet away.
I'm gonna hold my action for when they get close enough to throw a spear at them. More specifically, I'm gonna try to throw a spear right in front of the cart at the rail to see if I can derail them.
Okay. The DC will be higher because you're aiming for a very specific target and you're trying to basically deflate them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Off in the distance, you hear a second one.
Oh God.
Oh, fun.
You don't quite see it yet, but you can hear it rattling down the rails. Okay, so you're gonna hold your attack until you get closer. So that would be around this bend.
Yep.
Now, because you guys had a wider berth and they had a more direct path, they're making up some ground. So they're beginning to pull even with you. And right before you go, they're gonna take their attacks, their actions, and they're gonna throw a couple of javelins
What's the
at
AC
you
of the cart?
guys.
One
So
meant
that's
to use their action for the switch, right?
one of them did. Yeah. So so there are 2 more in the cart. So that's a 22 to hit. I guess Azrael. Azrael 6. All right. So she gets hit by a javelin. And then the second one goes to Oni.
Yes, please.
So Oni, you take
Oh, does it hit me?
15 plus 4, 19.
I will cast shield.
What do you throw a javelin with?
And
Oh,
we'll
19
cast
to
it.
hit.
Oh, I thought that was the damage.
I'll take the
Me
damage.
too.
Yes.
You'll
Well,
take the damage?
Yeah, I'll take the damage. It's fine.
Wait,
Okay.
is 19 points of damage?
No.
No, 19 to hit. You take 5 points of damage as the javelin
fired a javelin out of his
impacts
cannon.
your shoulder, so you don't really take any of the piercing damage, but it deflects off of you. Azrael, however, brings her sword up, deflects it off, but then her sword cuts across her face, and you can see like there's a little bit of blood that moves across
As the
her
javelin hits my shoulder,
deep purple skin.
I look over to Felix and I go, I grab him and move him behind my head. I go, shoulder is dangerous.
Okay.
Do you have cover now?
I'm technically hidden. I can hide behind larger
Okay.
creatures.
Agar, they are now within range. You can now throw your javelin.
All right, let's do it. My spear.
Yeah, your spear, sorry.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. So you throw it, and you make contact with one of the wheels. It wasn't quite where you wanted to do, and you can see that the wheel is starting to wobble a little bit, but it wasn't enough to knock them. It wasn't enough to derail them, quite literally.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, I have extra attack. Can I do that?
Can you do extra attack on a held action? I think so.
Oh, was it a held action? No, because you use your reaction to it. You would have used your opportunity attack instead.
Right. You use a reaction to take your attack action. I believe that Ross says no, but I think Matt Mercer says yes.
Go ahead. I'll give you a second one. Go for it.
Hey.
We're being a little loose today.
I'm doing the same. I'm hitting the same wheel.
Thank you, Matt Mercer.
God damn it. 13.
Okay. This one misses off in the distance, and now to be clear, you don't have your spears.
Yeah, no, I know. I have 2 spears now because I left one with the dwarves.
Okay.
Well, you just threw them.
So you connect with one of them, you miss with another, and then now you guys are racing down. You're passing by through this series of stalagmites and stalactites that connect in the center. So it's kind of like when you're driving in a subway, and you see the columns moving.
Oh, they're not ropers.
No, they're not
Oh, thank
ropers.
God.
They're just columns of stone, and so you have these small gaps within. And so Oni, you can take an attack if you like.
I would like to do that.
Go
yes.
for it. Make an attack roll. Disadvantage because you're moving so fast and you got to time it just right.
Well, actually, I was going to ask if I could cast Earth Tremor on their side. It is 10 feet though, so like, are they 10 feet away from me?
They are. They are within 10 feet.
I would like to cast Earth Tremor just ahead of them, so that they'll have to, encounter that.
So what does Earth Tremor do precisely?
You can cause a tremor in the ground within range. Each creature other than you in that area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 1d6 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone. If the ground in the area is loose, earth, or stone, it becomes difficult terrain until cleared. Now,
That's an Earth Tremor.
if this
for a
counts
sec.
as ground, then I'm happy to do it.
It'll be underneath the actual rails. So dex saves, you said?
Dex saves, please.
From
DC
3 of them.
14. Hopefully this jostles the spear good.
Fail.
Okay. Did I say I was
Succeed.
casting it at second level?
Fail. So, Oni, you cause this Earth Tremor, and you see 2 of them.
Ooh, 6 points.
2 of them get knocked out because they're falling prone, so they just get knocked out of the minecart.
Jesus.
These
Thank
guys
you, Agar, for giving me the idea.
just come up
Got you, buddy.
that way. But now they're going to take 2 attacks. Oh, sorry,
That's
there's
cool.
one guy.
They took 6 damage. Whoever succeeded took half.
Oh, did you roll for damage?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
sorry.
rolled a d6 and got
Okay.
a 6.
All right, cool.
So lucky me.
Cool. 6 points of damage. He's gonna throw his one and only javelin at Oni, specifically at Oni, at disadvantage. As he's racing through, he's holding it, trying to time it just right so he can hit you. Ooh, disadvantage. That's an unnatural 20.
I will cast shield. Just to add insult to injury.
Okay, so the javelin makes it through the columns, but then disappears on this invisible arcane barrier that appears between you all.
Try
Okay.
again. Does my shield protect Felix at all?
No, it'd be for you specifically. So,
Sorry, friend.
you guys continue racing. There's you're pretty much in parallel. Eventually, the stalagmites end, and you're now back on flat ground again, and it widens out into 2 more platforms where there's like these are platforms over here.
Oh no, I meant the things blocking the.
Yeah, and then there's a it's like another station where they sort of they regroup and they collect a bunch of their things. You see that there are 3 goblins who just all turn to you, look, notice that you are not who you're supposed to be, and just they like take a barrel and just they throw a barrel at you all.
Can I smash it with my maul as a reaction?
You already used your reaction,
I
right?
didn't use the reaction.
If
Not this round.
they're gonna make an
Oh, the
attack roll,
round,
if
sorry.
they miss, that's how they'll miss.
Okay.
Cool.
And then I'll let 2 people take actions. So this would be Felix and Riley. You can take actions if you like. You don't have to. That's a natural 1. That misses. And then 2 18s.
I have shield up.
Okay, so I'm going to roll a d6 to see who they aim for.
Yeah.
The first one's for Felix, and then the second one's for Oni. So deflects off Oni, but it's
Cutting words, him.
as one's rocketing towards you. Okay, roll cutting words.
You can barely even lift that boulder barrel.
Boulder barrel.
5. So you reduced it from an 18 to a 13.
Alright, I'm safe.
Okay, so there was just enough of a distraction to send the barrel rocketing over your head as you all instinctually duck underneath. Riley, is there something you wanted to do?
I have a question. Does
Sure.
my inspiration, it still doesn't affect me, just like it wouldn't affect Felix because we're not high level.
What do you mean your inspiration?
Yeah, you can't give yourself.
Oh, correct, correct.
Even though they're temporary hit points, I
Yeah.
can't do it to myself.
Correct.
Okay, well, I want to shoot a hand crossbow at whoever threw the barrel.
Is the barrel marked in any way?
Perception check.
24.
Yeah, so if there's a way for me
That
to
hits.
tell what's in it. Oh, sweet. 21.
21. A bunch of small white plant-like fibers and plant-like matter tumbles out, but that you don't know what it is. But that's what you see.
Are there more barrels?
Roll for
by
damage.
them?
3. 3 damage.
There are more barrels by them, but you guys are like rocketing by.
I want to shoot a flaming arrow at one of the barrels by them.
Okay, go for it.
Do you get my damage?
3, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I look at Oni and I go, oh, 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 oh. Temporary hit points. You've got temporary hit points.
Thank you.
Yeah.
4.
19 to hit the barrel.
19, yeah, easy enough. So you knock an arrow, release it, and there's this black flame that erupts around the arrow, leaving behind these long tendrils of necrotic fire. It hits, bursting the barrel into dark necrotic flames. It doesn't explode. It's not like a barrel of oil, but it's
I was
enough.
hoping for oil.
It's enough to distract them at the moment.
Sweet.
So you got a couple of distractions as you guys continue to rocket by.
Two of them fell out, man. That's crazy.
Plans on plans.
Okay, I'm gonna roll that again. Felix, give me a general dex check.
13?
Okay, so you rolled higher than them, so you pull out in front as you guys were parallel. And your
I always
cart
pull out.
pull out in front. You guys are rocketing towards now. You're going, it's very dim lighting. You've got the lanterns that are just barely illuminating parts of this station. And once you begin to leave the station, it becomes dark again. Fortunately, Riley's got her light up and it serves as a kind of a beacon, illuminating just about 20 feet in front of you. So it's just like pure darkness beyond that 20 feet as you're not sure what's going to come next. But as you are racing forward, Sebastian, you see out of nowhere 2 large beams that had fallen from the ceiling onto the cart.
Onto the cart?
Yeah. No, sorry. Onto the tracks in front of you. And you have to do something about it.
Oh, I have to do something
You have
about
to
it?
do something about it. If you do not, your cart will hit it.
About the beam?
Yeah. You see one, and then there's another one behind that one. What would you like to do?
Can I use my reaction?
No.
Damn it.
This Sebastian has to figure this out.
I will.
We're on a time limit, buddy.
I will.
No pressure.
How big is the beam? Like, is it this, like really big or?
It's I would say like
About the
4
size of our table.
5 feet wide and like a 1.5 foot thick. You don't want to run it over. You fear that it might jostle you and perhaps
Do what I did to them.
if you're unlucky, it'll send you careening.
Okay. I guess I'll try this because I honestly don't have a lot I can do because Mage Hand can't even lift that heavy stuff.
Yeah.
So I am going to cast Shadow Blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to yaw at it.
You're gonna just like cut it in half,
Yeah.
essentially. Okay, so you put your hand up in the air, and instinctually, kind of as you've been practicing, going over your notes at night, you begin muttering the arcane words, and this black blade of like almost black obsidian glass appears in your hand with black smoke kind of dispersing around it, and you not even grabbing it, just sort of point your way forward, and it races through the air. Give me an attack roll.
Okay. Would this be advantage, disadvantage, or neutral?
I think it's neutral because Riley's got her
Magic
lights
as
up.
well. Yeah.
He has dark vision anyway.
It still helps.
Well,
It's neutral.
I have.
He has advantage if it's dim lighting,
Oh.
but I think Riley's lights probably provided enough. I know. Well, you're aiming off in the distance, so that would be dim light. So go ahead, roll with advantage.
How far away is it?
It's rocketing towards you at this point. It's like 15 feet away.
Oh, okay, then yes.
Yikes. It's a spell attack, isn't it?
No. 19?
19 hits. So this black blade of smoke carves through and it slices the beam in half, and your cart begins to rocket past it, and the beams just harmlessly scatter off into the rest of the tunnel. And then you sort of take a moment to relax. You notice that there's another one coming up. Agar, you got to do something about this.
I'm gonna jump forward and I'm gonna try to smash it out of the way with my maul.
You're
Okay.
gonna jump out of the cart?
No,
Oh.
like I jump forward in the cart because I'm in the back of the cart. So I'm jumping forward into the cart and I'm just gonna
Jumps out. Bam.
wham it, hit it up, and I'm gonna try to aim it in such a way so that it lands on the rails behind us and not to the sides.
Wait, so you're going to reach over and just
I'm
hit
going
it?
to underhandedly knock it up.
So it's in front of you.
Oh, it's on the rails.
It's on the
not
rails in
falling.
front of you. Correct.
You have to smash
Oh.
So there were two of them. Sebastian took care of the first one that was on the rails. Now it's the second one that's on the rails.
Got
Someone
that.
inspire
Okay.
him.
All right. In that case.
Yeah, it's not possible, I know.
In that case, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to time it as best as I can, and just kind of golf swing the thing right out of the way right before it hits the.
Okay, so you're gonna have to push your way from the back
Yeah.
to the front, and then you're gonna have to try and hit it, lunging forward
Yeah.
to time it just right.
Do I need to expend? I can expend a superiority die if,
If
you
he
need
and
me
I
to.
need to switch positions, I can
For a
do
lunging
that. I'm
attack.
cool with that.
Go for it. Roll for an attack.
So hold on, for a lunging attack, when you make a melee weapon attack on your turn, you can expend a superiority die to increase your reach for attack 5 feet. If you so,
Ooh,
oh,
no.
that is a 12, but I have an extra attack. Can I go?
At disadvantage. I'll let you. So you bring your maul down and you quite miss, and it's right now it's scattering. It's scraping against the metal. So this is this loud like "Arr!" You see sparks go into the air, and
19.
right now you just try and like nudge it from that position with your extra attack at 19 at disadvantage.
19 at
That's
disadvantage.
crazy.
Okay, so you bring your maul to the side, and you manage to hit it, whipping it out of the way, and it scatters off to the side as you
Nice.
Begin to
I will expend a
go.
superiority die for that.
by. Okay, now as you guys are racing ahead, again, you see the tracks split. There's one that goes, kind of stays even keel with you guys, and another one that dips down below. So this right one dips down below. Oni, you have to decide, do you want to hit the switch?
I would like to move to the back and acid breath the rails behind us.
Acid breath the rails behind you, so you're just going to ignore the switch.
Yep.
Okay. So let me see.
Normally it would be a Dex DC 13 to avoid 3d6 damage.
Okay, so you're automatically going to go down the lower path.
Yep.
So you go downwards. All right, give me an attack roll, or is it
It's a DC 13 Dex check. If I could just roll the damage and you could determine.
roll
what-
damage?
That was the shittiest fucking roll. Sorry for the loudness. That was 4 or 5 points of acid damage.
5
onto
points
the
of acid
tracks.
damage. Okay, you turn around with your dragon breath, causing a bit of corrosive damage to the rails. I'm gonna give them a dex check, but the DC is not gonna be too high.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite enough to unless they hit a natural one. No, that's a 14.
I
Okay.
disapprove.
So these guys are rocketing. Actually, it's only one guy in this one, but there's this other individual coming pulling up the rear. So they are moving upwards. You guys are moving downwards. As they go upwards, there's these columns, these support beams, columns. He's gonna take his great sword and he's just gonna cut down one of the columns across.
I didn't realize that that's what they were. I thought they were stalagmites.
Same thing.
That's a 19. Yeah, that's gonna hit a stationary column. 2d6 of damage. Yeah. So this column slices. It begins to collapse, and there's enough support. It breaks the integrity of it enough that it begins to tumble down. So now you got this very small avalanche of rocks and debris that are falling down from the top in your direction. I need you all to make a dexterity saving throw.
Failed.
DC 15.
9.
I saved.
Yeah, I failed.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this.
If you failed, you take 7 points. If you succeeded, you take half.
Minus
Roll
3.
this in.
So I take 4.
Thank
Okay,
you for the temporary
So
hit point.
now,
No problem. Cool.
a guard, give me a general dex check to see if your cart stays on the rails.
Ooh,
7.
7. That's enough to stay on the rails.
thank God.
Okay.
Okay. So you get knocked
question
a
it.
little bit,
That's
but you
dwarven
continue
construction.
racing towards.
Dwarven construction for ya.
At this point, these guys are. You were on the lower
We're
half.
on the
so
lower one. Yeah,
we're
straight
the,
up.
we're the,
We're on
we're
the
the one,
straightaway.
we're the
Yeah,
black
Or
figure.
select route.
Yeah.
You got straight, and then they're pulling up behind you, and then these guys would go down the lower route as well. They're going to take 2 attacks against. Sorry, there's only one individual. He can only take 1 attack.
Yeah. Earth Tremor, baby.
He's only got his great sword.
I'm at the back now. Which Agar, I think we
Fuck
should
it, he's
switch
gonna
spots
throw
again.
his great sword, and he's gonna try and lodge it underneath your wheels.
He can try.
You just gotta throw it past us.
Is there?
He's gonna try it like underneath your back wheel. Like, I mean, if he doesn't roll a natural 20, it's not happening. That's
Okay.
Actually, that could screw him up.
No way.
5.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you son of a dude.
So he throws his great sword, and it just harmlessly scatters underneath. In fact, it like ricochets off and goes just racing, tumbling into the rest.
Can he make a dex save to try to catch it? That'd be freaking hilarious.
Who? Him?
Yeah.
I got him a dex save, sure.
If it-
I give
if
him
it
a dex save to
ricochets.
try and catch his own weapon.
Sure, that's his reaction. Why not?
That's not good enough. That's a
Okay.
13. No, that's not
Everyone's
gonna
gonna
happen.
laugh at it when it gets back to the camp.
Okay, so
You threw your great sword, idiot.
Idiot.
Go clean those
You're an
trees.
idiot.
Yeah.
here it is. Okay, so you guys rocket past. Now the path again begins to move downward, but now it's moving downward in these snaking like loops. So each time you guys hit a loop, I need you all to give me a collective athletics or acrobatics check.
Sweet.
Do we get to pick independently?
No, you all have to do it. So basically what's happening is you guys are racing down at full speed, and so as you guys are tipping over, you can feel, as you guys are hitting the hard corners, you can feel your minecart begin to tip. So this is more about having the dexterity
moving.
to redistribute the weight to make it not tip over.
Yeah, when I saw that, I wanted to say that I wanted to yell people to like lean this way.
This is what we're doing
Yeah,
to
awesome.
prevent you guys from tipping over.
All right.
Okay.
Okay,
24.
24. Natural 1.
6.
Our choice of what?
Acrobatics or athletics?
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay,
Thank
16.
God.
16.
Counteract her 1.
Yeah.
Felix?
Azrael?
22. Or sorry, 23.
Azrael. Yeah.
Do you want me to do
Forgot
Arcana
she's
too?
Nice in the barrel.
Azrael's fine.
He is in the barrel.
Okay,
I feel like
so-
he and I don't factor.
Your natural 1 is canceled out by Sebastian's natural 20. So you begin to tip over, but Sebastian moves to the other side. In fact, leans back over it to counteract your weight, and the cart tips over onto one wheel, and then comes down onto the other wheel, and then begins to rocket down. Now it's moving down this way. Now I need you to give another one as you move around that second bend.
Can I get an action in between those two?
If you want an action, it'll be disadvantage on your acrobatics check. Because you're taking time to do something other than redistribute the weight.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I want to go into my pack, and out of the bag of useless shit, I got a bust of a gargoyle.
Okay.
I want to take the bust. It's just a statue of a gargoyle, and I want to just chuck it onto the track.
Onto the track?
Like behind us.
To create like debris?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like if they're already kind of derailed, that could really help derail them.
Okay. All right. All right. So you slam it onto it, and as you slam onto it, you feel the weight tipping. So give me an acrobatics check or athletics at disadvantage for you. The rest of you.
Yeah, I rolled a 12 total.
Not 20.
Cool.
19.
Use luck.
19.
Oh, okay, 16.
16. Okay.
Why am I
So you succeed. Again, tipping the weight back to neutral, and then you come around a third bend. Same thing.
Felix, that's blasphemy where I come from.
Throwing a gargoyle statue?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you come from?
No one ever asked.
That's true.
I asked.
Oh, that's
From
true as well.
Corinthia?
I asked like in session 1 or 2.
24.
22.
8.
23.
23.
Okay. You all succeed. That's roll the next one.
Well.
But
Good riddance.
collectively, you all are good enough to keep it from tipping over. Okay, now I'm going to give just one dex check for this guy.
Any other context? She's a
16.
villain.
I'll give him disadvantage for this one. Still succeeds. So, Felix, you can hear that second cart crashing into the debris of your gargoyle, and you feel the hobgoblin get unsettled, but it's not enough to literally derail him.
Damn it.
And then the third one fails. So as you guys are racing towards, you can see another station has opened up, and right as this guy's bounding the third rail, he gets a little too cocky, and you can see he's looking around. He pulls the brake and just goes flying off. He was trying to slow himself for the last one. He just goes
Trying to
slamming
drift
into
it.
the wall. Now I'm going to do 3 checks
Mario Kart
for this guy, which is another cart that's
With how
trailing
many
behind
people?
you. That one has 2 individuals. Okay, they succeed on the first one.
Cut it hurts.
You can't see them.
Okay, yeah, as your own. No dark vision.
Ooh, that's an extra 1. It's a 5. That's an 18. Okay, so as they round this third quarter, they succeed the other 2, but one of them tumbles out. So now there's just 2 of them left in the cart.
One of them.
Sorry,
You
I
did-
said there were 2?
Yeah, you
Okay,
said,
so
you
there's
said
only
two.
1. There's only 1 left in the cart. God damn it.
We
All
are
right,
killing
so
it.
you guys are passing by a
We're
station
actually doing nothing.
at this point. This station is large and it's much more open and cavernous than the others. The ceiling moves up like 100 feet, and the platforms here are multi-level. So you've got like 3 different platforms, and this one is particularly well populated with hobgoblins who all turn around to look at you, and they're gonna make 6 attack rolls.
Fireball. Oh, I can't react.
Jeez.
Okay.
I was gonna fireball them.
So they're all just gonna throw what's available to them in their hands because they weren't expecting this to happen. Who went last in the initiative?
Agar, I think.
Agar?
I think it was Felix.
Yeah,
Oh,
because we
Felix,
knocked
no.
out the thing.
I didn't
Felix
knock out
actually-
Felix, but
Yeah,
Felix
that
did the
we
thing.
kind of.
I was the last to act. Agar was the last in the initiative.
That's true.
Okay, so we'll start. We'll just reinitiate initiative after Felix.
Okay.
So that goes to Riley, followed by Sebastian. So you guys can get an action during this as they attack you. Actually, Riley, Sebastian, Agar, the 3 of you can get an action as they're
How
attacking you.
far
if
are we
there's
from
anything.
the station?
From like the edge of the station?
Yeah.
About not much, like 10-15 feet.
I was like, a fireball would fuck us up real bad if I did it.
Well, you could
could
aim
cast it
like
further.
the top of it. Remember, it's a big multi-level platform.
Wait, the rail where the cart is 15 feet from the
Using
station?
the cigar.
From the platform, yeah,
I'm keeping
there's
that.
like just
Okay,
gravel
We're gonna need that.
as well.
Oh, okay.
So
The cart doesn't come up to the platform.
Yeah.
There's a distance away, so they can like take stuff off and move
Oh,
it,
okay.
move
Alright,
it away.
fair enough.
Okay.
see all these people, and then I kind of move my hands in a fireball shape and cast it out at the top and hope I can collapse the station onto the tracks to stop the guy behind.
Oh shit! All right, roll me some damage.
It's amazing.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, give me a dex check to see whether you can go before the ones that are about to act on your side.
I've been so good at dex checks.
It's decent.
Check 13.
Yeah, like an initiative. Okay, so you do get to act before them. So that will reduce only 3 of them that get to attack you, because if you do enough damage, they're gonna fall from this multi-level platform. Ooh, that's a natural 20 on one of the attacks.
Another deadly pickaxe
Against
right
Riley.
in my face.
I'm serious.
Appropriate.
That's a 19.
You roll that.
And also against Riley. Oh shit!
Oh fuck, I can go.
All again against Riley?
All 3 attacks from the other one went against Riley. So Riley, roll damage, and then I will roll some damage.
What if the fireball kills them before they can attack me?
So that's the thing is, there would have been 6,
Okay,
but
attack
you're
them
knocking
first.
off 3 of them.
Oh man.
If you roll enough damage.
That looks like a lot.
Ooh, that was 2.
Do you need more d6s?
No, I'm good. 25 points of fire damage.
25 points of damage. Okay, so there's this large eruption that illuminates the opening in here, and you guys can feel this wave of heat that just hits you. This wave of heat and light, and there's just the terrible cracking sound as the platform begins to tumble down. But as you finish casting the spell, you immediately, in the back of the head, get hit by 3 different blows.
Warding, I already know what hits. So can I warding flare? Because I don't know what hit yet.
Yeah, I mean, you know they're gonna hit. Well, how does warding flare work?
It gives disadvantage on a creature attacking me within 30 feet.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do it on one of them. I'll do it on the natural 20.
Yay!
They get a disadvantage. That's a natural 1! Damn it!
Thank you, DM.
Alright, generous. Too generous.
Very
So,
ugly.
so you get 2 attacks. That's... You have suffer 11 points of damage. Okay. Sebastian and Agar, you still have you still have actions.
Real nug.
Nothing.
It's the funniest I've ever had.
How far away is the guy behind us?
I'll fix it.
There's a fair bit of distance because they're playing catch up with you guys. There's 30 feet, and there's now a big piece of rubble that's partially obscuring part of the rails, knocked down from Riley's giant fireball that engulfed it. And you can see bodies collapse to the floor. Some of the planks roll out onto it.
What's ahead of us?
You see a fork in the road and a switch. And because you have dark vision, you realize that the path to the left is collapsed. So you have to go right.
What path are we on currently?
Like, do we need to fuck with the thing or not?
You must hit the switch to go
Okay.
right.
Well,
To be
Agar had
safe. moved
up to the head when I moved to the back.
So it's Sebastian's turn and then Agar's turn.
Okay. Is the stuff behind us like completely covering the track? Like, will that guy not be able to chase us?
We don't know.
I don't think
It's
it's
partially
correct.
covering the track. It's covering one rail of the tracks.
Dope.
So you can see some of the debris has fallen into the middle. So one rail is free, but one rail is obscured.
He's got a 50-50 shot.
So, and he's 30 feet from me.
Yeah.
Is it dim light?
Not in this area because there are lanterns hanging up illuminating their work around the platforms.
How large is the switch?
How large is the switch? Like a great sword stuck in the ground.
Like the last one.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You
It's
get
good
a side
size.
handshake.
Could I see a minor? I have a question about minor illusion. So here's
Okay.
what I was envisioning. Could I minor illusion that the switch is facing the other way?
It would come up as 2 switches.
Yeah, it would show up as you couldn't make the other one invisible, but you could minor illusion a different switch. Yes.
Which one's the real one? What
Oh,
one is
actually,
right?
better idea. Can I
Flip the switch.
prep an action and also yell to Agar? It's a very short phrase.
You can yell 4 words.
Okay, so I want to ready to flip the switch as we pass it.
You have to flip the switch to get onto the tracks.
Yeah, okay, yes. I want to ready to flip the switch and yell to Agar, break the switch.
Okay, so you're gonna hit the switch to put you onto the right track, and then he's gonna break the switch. That just leaves them on the right track.
And then I guess I'll say flip it back instead.
And break it.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're gonna. Okay.
I don't know if he can do both.
Okay. So first of all, give me how are you flipping the switch? Mage hand
I
or
can't-
Shadow
if
Blade?
You have action
If we
surge.
pass the switch, I can't flip it back after we've passed it.
You would have to throw something.
I would have to throw something. All right, fine.
Can I ready my action to do that after he does it?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just say flip the switch.
Okay.
And ready my mage hand to do the other stuff.
Okay. So Agar, give me an attack roll to flip the switch.
Yikes. Get inspired.
Without throwing stuff? I'm inspired?
I don't
Yeah.
I didn't inspire anybody.
know.
I think I'm
No,
inspired.
no.
I was saying get inspired.
Oh.
Oh, I have to do that on my turn.
Oh, damn it. Oh, shit.
16.
Hits. So you hit it with your maul, and you hear this large clink, and you see the tracks shift, and they start moving down this way again. You're rather than it being flat terrain, you're now again going downward at a bit of an incline.
Cool.
These guys are going behind you as you begin going down that incline. You turn back to see the fate of the tracks behind you. I'm going to give them a dex check at disadvantage to try and make it over. DC is
Who's them?
sorry,
the
this
one guy.
This guy.
The
this
one guy
cart,
left.
This cart.
He's
great,
chasing
guys.
after 6
I'm gonna make
people.
the DC.
And a kobold.
Yeah, he should just go home.
Should make it 10 at disadvantage. That seems generous. 16 and a 10.
Wow.
So he makes it on. He's still following you. Is this one lone individual
one guy
making it past you?
following
Okay,
6 people.
so you're heading down, and then you held your action to.
To mage hand the flip
Yeah,
switch.
to mage hand the switch.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check or whatever it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like 24.
Okay.
No, actually 27.
You pull it behind you, and you see the tracks reorient. This guy's going to try and hit the switch, because now he's coming up to it. He's going to try and hit the switch to avoid crashing into the tunnel. That's a 5 plus 4. Misses. So he's going for it. He's going to hit the switch, and at the last second, you move it, moving it out of his range. And then, as you're going down,
Awesome.
you kind of lose sight of him over the top, but you hear just this large as he just crashes into a wall of stone, hurling at it at a pretty good speed as you guys race down the tracks.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. God damn it, more tracks.
Now,
Still breathing.
Well,
Oni.
there's only one way we can
Can
go.
you put a rock on the sheet, please?
It's
This should have been
I just put a
plan
rock.
A.
Put a black rock there in the corner.
Just into
close
the
to the
empty
middle.
space. You should do it.
That's
Not
out.
on camera.
What doesn't
Well,
matter,
it's
crap.
in the frame of the.
Put it on the pink part on the empty space.
Hold on a second. Why is this gotta? I have 2 versions of this.
Oh. Oh, interesting. No. Still doing it. Oh man, that's painful.
This is so odd.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Oh, no.
Nope.
Move it closer to the line. There you go. Lower, I think.
It's not you.
All right. Well, You get the idea. There's a track ahead of you. It splits off into 3. I'm sorry, this is the best I can do without a professional.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, well, fuck it. Whatever.
So the track splits off into 3. Oni, you see a single kind of mechanism with 3 levers.
Great.
And you are hurtling towards it.
What is the what's the current track set for?
The current track
Yeah. I am peering through you, May.
is set for the middle one.
Okay. I would like to move the one closest to the inland, like to where we're coming from.
So you want to go down this track.
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna have to hit the 3rd switch.
Okay, then
So,
that's the one I'm aiming
Give
for.
me an attack roll.
How do we know that?
You're assuming that there's 3 and there's 3 levers that they probably line up.
Okay.
Okay. 17 was the roll itself.
17 was the roll itself.
Yeah.
Good enough.
I pull
Your
out my shield if it's in range.
you begin rocketing, diverting the track down this 3rd one, and again it steeps down into a sharp decline, and you begin moving and moving faster and faster and faster, and you see these load-bearing beams behind you. Azrael looks to Oni and Agar and says, "Take them out."
Okay.
The beams?
Yes, the
I
beams.
swing for the beams.
Fair enough, so do I.
Okay,
I gotta
go
roll?
for it.
First hit is where's my there it is +7, so 19 to hit the first one.
Hits.
24.
24 hits. Okay, go ahead. Roll me some damage.
Oh, some damage. I get to reroll 1s and 2s. God damn it.
Dope.
10.
That's +6 apparently, so 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 point of radiant.
So you guys hit the beams, and there's this ricochet and this kind of percussive sequence of like, as one beam goes, the integrity of the others begin to go, and behind you, the tunnel begins to collapse. As the tunnel is now being sealed by the collapsing roof, and you guys are rocketing down. You can feel the rocks and the smoke start to fill the air, and you come out and you begin coasting down a very flat terrain as it opens up into a larger cavern, the tunnel behind you being completely sealed by you guys hitting the beams.
Fuck yeah.
And Azrael takes a moment, pulls the lever that no one bothered to use the entire time, and brings you all breaking, which would have given you advantage on many of these checks, to a stop. As you guys.
You know how I do? I never use brakes.
True. When we play Mario Kart, she never uses brakes.
No, it's
Same.
I mean, I don't
Ratchet
either.
and Clank.
Or Ratchet and Clank.
Well, I guess it works on 2 levels.
She brings you to a halt, looks at you all. There's the dust in the air that's filling the room. There's a couple of lanterns dimly lighting the room. She looks at you and goes, well, not as subtle as I would have liked, but a bit more dashing than I expected.
Did you know that brake was there the whole time?
Sure.
Why didn't you pull it?
I was too enraptured watching all of you.
It was
It was under
fun.
control. Had we needed it, I would have done it.
You cast Fireball.
Yeah.
You fire.
Yeah, that station has 3 stories. I figured it would be.
I think they hate
It
us
was
even more now.
So much.
They don't know it was us.
They saw us.
I
Yeah,
have
but
a
they're all
mohawk.
dead.
I have
That's
a
true.
giant scar across my face. You've got glowing fun buns.
Yes.
He's a black dragonborn with white hair.
Yes.
We are very distinctive.
But
And that green is not subtle.
Well,
they are all dead now, though.
we don't have much time. This tunnel is sealed, but they know we're here.
Yes.
So, tell you what, fill up. She points over to a couple of barrels. Fill those up with rocks. Put them in the cart. Let's send the cart moving down, and we'll go into these tunnels.
Okay.
Wait.
I hope
Is there? So the cart continues down. So, but as we're leaving to go down the side tunnels, I will take out the last remaining flare I stole, and I will fire a red flare down where the cart went.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's
Clever.
I like
You
that.
do so, and there's this trail of red smoke that goes down with the cart that you sent down,
knew
filled
that we
with
could
rocks,
use that.
as it begins to pick up momentum, as it picks up speed and hurtles out of sight.
That was clever.
At this point, we're going to take our second break, and we will be back in about 10 minutes or so.
I cast Cure Wounds on myself at level 4.
Okay, you can take care of that during the break as you.
Are we taking? Is this considered a short break for us too?
Sure.
No,
we
Azrael
need
wants to
dash.
move.
We need
She,
to
Okay.
fuck
she
outta
wants to
here.
move. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if I got
we
dodged.
will be back in a bit.
Bye, 4th level spell.
Bringing it back.
Okay, so we are
Hello.
back.
I feel like someone
During
used his inspiration.
The second
yet.
portion
Doing so well.
Hasn't needed
of this session, you all negotiated your way cleverly and creatively down the mine cart pathway created by the hobgoblins, managing to deflect some of their attacks, managing to keep them at bay, and managing to just overall prevent them from giving you too much of a hassle.
We Scooby-Dooed him.
Pretty much, in so many words.
Yep.
All hail the almighty Shaggy.
Oh, you can put a lot.
Shaggy's now an enemy. He's in one of the monster manuals.
Yes.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, you're not familiar with the meme, are you?
No.
Shaggy?
Anyway,
Yeah,
yeah,
don't worry
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
So at this point, you guys are making your way through the tunnels. You travel for.
I'd like to use my second wind while we're traveling.
Okay. You can use your second wind while
Cool.
you're traveling. Easy enough. Okay.
Is Ellie looking okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to bring myself up. I'm like 2 hit points down at this point.
Okay.
You guys come down to a series of forks in the road, and this time, instead of moving confidently down one or the other, Azrael actually stops and pauses, and like looks around, and is like,
Should we have grabbed the hobgoblin as guide?
I have no memory of this place.
It's a bit late for that, isn't it?
Magic traps.
Give it a
Always
shot.
left.
Okay, I'm ritually casting detect magic.
She's going to try and just perceive to see if there's any sort of indication of one way or another. That's a natural one.
Cool.
I was gonna say, like, if she's not familiar with this area, I want to like check.
You can,
It looks like you're not too familiar with where we are right now.
and you are.
No, but I can give my hand at it. What are we looking for?
Any sort of indication. Elevation is a good tip as to whether or not we're heading in the right direction.
Up or down? Where do we want? Down, I imagine.
Down,
I'm checking
deeper,
for like
and deeper into the
I'm
underdark.
checking for like sophisticated tracks, civilian tracks, like boots.
Okay, so it's a survival check.
That is a 21.
21. Yeah, so you do see some large imprints in the ground. They actually head off in both directions, but they're these large, almost like a heart shaped, with two extremely large hooves with two indents at the front.
Am I familiar with this? I might be. If it's a Minotaur thing, I might be.
Give me a history check.
It's not good. I'm very bad at history. 10.
10. You're not quite sure.
Okay.
Not quite sure. You can make an educated guess just based on tracks of other animals that look similar, and based on the size and the shape and the orientation of them, you don't know specifically, but anything that you surmise is a guess.
Okay.
Perhaps we should scout ahead carefully before bringing the rest of the party.
As I finish up casting Detect Magic, my eyes start glowing a little green instead of the typical piercing cerulean.
Okay.
And hearing Sebastian say that, I ask, would you like me to send Yume?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you send her down the left or the right?
You two were looking while I was preparing, and I look around to see if there's any magic outlines or anything like that.
Shit to the left or shit to the right?
Okay.
And what's the range on the detect magic?
Detect Magic.
30 feet,
Had it
60
pulled
feet?
I
up.
think it's 30. I'm not positive.
I think it's 60.
I think it's a
actually.
radius of 30.
I am pulling it up now. Yeah, 30 feet.
Okay. Nothing immediately comes into mind. Wait,
So
but do you get to
far-
concentrate for what, 10 minutes?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, would this transfer through to Yume?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will send Yume down. She said there's no
Yeah,
preference.
no.
I got you. Any insight on where I should send Yume?
It's always left.
The
Okay.
tracks look compatible.
Left. I send Yume down the left.
You notice that there are more. Actually, what was your survival roll?
21.
25.
Oh,
25?
Holy shit.
You notice that
Sorry, no, 21.
the tracks to the right, it's above a 20, so that's fine. The tracks to the right, in addition to the large hooves, have smaller footprints, smaller boot size footprints.
Wide like a dwarf or skinny like a drow?
You take a look back at Felix and kind of roughly his height,
Oh.
and those are with the tracks going off to the right.
Any, what
Kobolds
does
their
that mean?
shoes?
Could be rough gnomes.
No,
Okay.
I meant to have you guys roll all those checks for Aquilo as well.
Using the barrel.
I had asked.
I just forgot.
This goes. You said that the small ones go to the right.
Yes.
I think you should send Yuma down to the right. There seems to be more activity that way.
Okay. Send Yume down to the right.
Okay. 100-foot range or just beyond that,
Doesn't matter. Rolled a 6.
perception wise.
But yeah, I would have sent her probably 100 feet. If there's still nothing, maybe another 100 to come back.
So in addition, another 100.
Yeah, so
Okay.
if you don't see anything in
Yeah.
100 feet, go 100 more and turn around.
Doesn't perceive anything. It's
Okay.
extremely dark.
I will
Nope.
scout ahead.
No noise. Down which way? Left or right?
Right.
Right, that's the same one you went down.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to go beyond Yume's range? Okay.
I
Give
will
me
stealth.
a stealth roll.
Oof.
12.
12. Okay. How far do you want to go?
Until I see something interesting.
Okay.
We never see Sebastian again.
You
If you hear whispers, come back.
it opens up into where's my
There's your mouse. Are we still breathing? No, we're not. Cool.
Oh, we're dead.
That is totally what I meant.
wait, hold on a second.
Nice.
And where
What?
are we?
You guys.
It looks like he's coming in at that bottom part.
Hold on, let me just. Can I? Nope.
Other way.
And away from you. There you go. Perfect.
It's like
That's good.
a reverse mapping situation. Okay, Sebastian, you emerge in here. Technically, you don't see this yet.
Okay. Sure.
And as you emerge into this cavern, give me a perception check. This opened space.
Can I have sent Yume with him? Like attached to his person?
Sure, that's fine.
Cool. So may I
So
join?
you may start to come back,
Yeah.
and then spot Sebastian, and just like it goes with him.
21.
21. You hear some couple of voices speaking in a very low. Give me a nature check. Guttural.
18.
18. It's what you would imagine a horse sounds like if it talked.
Okay.
That's kind of the vibe you get.
I can audibly hear it.
You can audibly hear it, and then you begin to hear footsteps approaching your way. And from the corner turns this large, about 10-foot tall creature with wide horns that go out and then curl upwards in front of it. It's got the face of a bull with just a huge nose ring right in the middle. It has a long mane of hair, and it's got this huge muscular body with a big fat belt around its waist, and it's got a couple of drapes of cloth that fall down to its knees, and then it's just moving with these large thuds, moving with its hood, dragging a great axe with it. And it sees you.
Okay.
I need you to roll for initiative.
Oh, fuck.
Yume starts tapping on his shoulder. Oh, do I see this?
No.
You do.
Oh, we do?
I do.
He does.
Because
Oh,
I
he
said
does.
Yume.
Yeah, that's right.
I inform the group.
I start running.
Yeah, let's use that.
Okay. You guys give me initiatives as well, but there's going to be a couple of rounds before you get there. Because it was at least 200 feet away.
I am on Oni.
So assuming you guys are dashing, the most you can move is 60 feet.
50 feet.
50 feet for you. Same for you, Felix.
He's on my shoulder.
I'm on Oni.
Oh, so the most you can move is 60. So
Sebastian
it was
can
at
90.
least 250 feet. Let's say another, for simplicity's sake, 40 feet beyond that. That's 4 rounds for them
I
to
would
catch
like
up to you.
Action surge dash to cut that in half for me and Felix.
Okay, then you can do that. So you will
Awesome.
get there in 3 rounds.
Oh, I can action surge dash.
Okay, then you can get there in 3 rounds. You,
Not so much.
Sorry.
I'd like to feel the
Did I say
power
6
of
rounds?
Beatrice.
You said 4?
I said 4, so that's 2 rounds for you.
Yeah.
And then 4
and
for
a
you.
guard.
Okay, so.
And Felix.
Ooh, shit.
Don't like that sound.
Okay. What was your initiative?
10.
10. Okay. Give me the initiative of everyone else.
12.
20, 25, actually.
Oh.
Nobody. Okay. 15, 20.
16.
18.
Agar. Riley. Oh, I gotta roll for Azrael. That's a 17, so Azrael would be.
Between a guard and Riley.
Okay.
Nice knowing
10
you,
to
buddy.
15?
12.
And Felix is on you?
Big 7. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for the purposes of when you can act, at the very least.
Okay. So,
I have burnt my action surge.
okay.
Yeah, so have I.
Sebastian, you're in this chamber. There's definitely a deliberate, handmade quality to it. The stone is no longer the rough, uneven jaggedness of the Underdark. It is now kind of a well-crafted, smooth walls on the inside. And you see this large, hulking figure. He takes a look at you, sees you. There's kind of a snort of confusion. And he looks behind him, calls out, and you hear more footsteps. Okay. He rolled higher in initiative.
Shit.
Then you wait. What was your initiative?
10.
10. Yeah.
Ooh.
So
That's no bueno.
Yeah, that's quite bad, actually.
Yep.
Somebody say it
Okay,
doesn't have it.
and he's going to move. He's got
still worse.
40 feet.
It's muy malo.
40 feet, that's pretty far.
Yeah, so let's.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
Maybe he just ate a big meal and he's
He's feeling sleepy.
sleepy.
Way down. That tryptophan having an effect, yo.
Okay.
You can't find the thingy.
25, 30, 35, 40. And because he moved more than 10 feet,
You can charge.
yeah, he's going to charge at you,
He's going to impale you with his horns.
and he's going to make this reckless.
Oh
I'm sorry,
my
did
god!
you just what?
That's a natural 20! Oh! Whew. Okay.
God.
So
Oh no!
you suffer.
Uncanny dodge, right?
Oh no!
I need a strength saving throw from you.
Oh, you're fucked.
Well, yeah, I don't pass that one.
Oh no! Oh no!
appropriately bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck balls.
So, you know how Sebastian nearly died a couple sessions ago?
Got a new tattoo coming.
Yeah, I guess I'll start writing a song, y'all.
Yep.
What's your HP?
For
God.
max or current?
Current.
40.
You suffer 48 points of damage.
Holy fuck!
What's
It's a
your max?
12 and a 5 is 17,
Doubled. Because
18.
Natural 20.
Because he moved more distance, an extra 10 feet, he does an extra 2d8. So that's 18 plus another 4 is 22. Doubled is 44. Plus he gets the it's the dice roll plus 4. So that's 48
We believed you, DM.
points.
Okay.
I for my own, I had to make sure it was actually that much.
I will
Because-
uncanny dodge.
Yeah, that's half damage.
Yes!
That's half damage.
Oh, nice!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Strength saving throw though.
I failed it.
I said it earlier and I
failed it?
completely forgot
Yeah.
about it.
You are prone
Okie dokie.
on the ground.
You're the best.
Is he going to take a second attack?
That's it. That was
Did
his
he
turn.
do that?
Oh,
okay.
that's good.
So now the second one is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's going to dash
Yep.
as his action.
Fucking shit.
And he's going to get up to you.
Okie dokie.
Advantage. Oh, no,
That's,
action dashed. Cool.
that's
it.
his
That's
turn.
That's
Sebastian,
one turn.
It is your turn.
Okay, I will spend half of my movement to stand up.
Okay, so you get up. You're no longer prone.
That's good. I am going to go ahead and use my spell, second level spell, to cast Mirror Image.
Okay.
Okay. That's fine. He could do that. Bonus action.
Yeah, and I will bonus action disengage. And then move my remaining, what little bit left of movement I
15
have
feet.
away. Limping,
Which,
hobbling away.
okay.
Towards where my companions were, while, like, screaming like a small child.
Into the hallway.
That makes this really awkward for battle.
Do
Yeah.
you need a marker? I can toss you one to add it onto the actual.
Your
Hold on.
desire to not die is real awkward for the DMs.
Hold on a second.
I mean, I can try to fight it out.
You have advantage on him. That's a sneak attack.
Yeah, I got Yume on me.
Yume is on you.
Oh, that's bullshit.
No, he was reckless.
No, reckless was.
Oh, okay.
You sure you don't want me to
Isn't
toss
your
this one?
movement 35 feet?
No, it's 30.
Who has 35?
It does technically work.
No, he's a
though.
half elf.
Elves have 35?
What else do?
What else?
dumb.
Okay.
It is dumb. It's good. Al abused that in
I
the
know.
campaign.
Okay. This is what improvising. Here.
Sorry.
So you're going to move backwards.
it's your fault,
15
actually.
feet.
I don't know, sorry.
5, 10, 15. They're both going to take attacks of opportunity.
They can, I disengage.
Disengage.
Oh, okay.
Bonus
That's true.
action.
Cast a spell, disengage. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
good.
that's
15
true.
feet.
Don't forget the screaming like a small child part.
Was it 3 or 4? Mirror image. 3. 3 illusory duplicates of Sebastian appear beside him and begin mimicking his movement,
And
such that as he moves, they move with him, and there's this flickering between them as the Minotaurs are trying to look and scope out, trying to perceive which one it is. And there seems to be like this almost like a card shuffle, like they're like shifting places as well. What were you saying, Marco?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna have Yumi come back to me.
It is their turn now, so he's going to.
And he's moved over 10 feet.
Yeah, that's over 10 feet. He's going to charge at you and make it reckless again.
He's got duplicates.
That's. Hold on, you have to roll for mirror image to see if he hits.
Do I roll or does he roll?
You roll. I mean, it could be either, but
You roll for me.
yeah.
It hits in the mirror image.
It hits a mirror image?
Yep.
Okay, so he charges and he crashes into the wall as his horns gore part of the wall. He dislodges himself, but one of your illusory selves has.
I assume it was a really high attack.
That's true. Hold on. That's a 14.
Yeah, my AC is 14.
So that would hit.
Okay.
Okay, so one of your duplicates is gone. And now the second one is going to then run up.
Do the
Can
same.
he fit?
It'll cost him a bit of movement, but he can squeeze past. He'll just, as he's moving by, he's going to pull the other one out of the way. However, let's see the roll for mirror image as he races towards you, trying to discern which one to attack.
Oh my god. Nope.
So he's going to hit.
AC is 14.
Yeah, his AC is
12 plus
14.
dex.
No, the mirror image's AC
Oh,
is
mirror
14.
image, Okay.
So it hits you?
Or he's aiming at him.
He's targeting me.
Yeah, so.
I missed
okay.
it by 1.
Okay. That's a 23.
That'll definitely
Yeah, that
hit.
one's gonna hit.
Okay, so that's 2d8.
Does he get the extra damage from charging because of?
Yes.
Oh, even with the encumbrance. Okay.
Yeah, he's got 40 feet of movement, and it just took him a second to like pull him aside. Actually, no.
Can
I'll,
they both fit down the hallway? Looks like a pretty tight hallway.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Like, does he get the charge advantage or the
So-
charge benefit?
it's a little tight, but I'll tell you what. Instead of rolling 2d8 for the charge, I'll roll 1d8.
It's probably not going to matter, but okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
It's still.
You've got like no health left.
Get uncanny dodge back.
17. 21 points of damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Okay.
So that is
11?
11 or 10. 10 rather.
10, yeah.
Wow, look at you
Okay.
surviving.
It is now your turn.
Okay. I will bonus action disengage and then action dash.
Yay! Meeting us halfway.
That's true.
Regular movement too.
Okay. As you race down the hall, you begin to run into Oni
Felix and Agar.
Felix and Agar. So I'm just gonna put you guys. You run into them.
I'm
Over there.
probably behind because I have less movement than Oni.
That's fine. I mean, I'm running out of map space, so so for our purposes,
We good.
there's a door there. Okay. So you dash past them because you have a bit of extra movement as they're running into. So that was your turn. Now we're going back to the top of the round because you guys just arrived.
Yep.
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Sebastian's actually back here because he had a little bit more movement. He's just going to use his movement to get into
He's got an
melee.
action dash?
Yeah.
Dope.
And then, yeah, so they're gonna, all right, fuck all this.
Had to be fucking Minotaurs.
Looks like we're gonna be fighting in a tight spot, y'all.
You know what? It continues this way.
Okay.
Just for fuck's sake.
All right. Procedurally generated caverns.
That's what's happening. Okay, first one's going to attack Agar. You look to be
They
pretty-
action dashed, didn't they?
No, correct. Yeah, that's correct. So Agar, it's your turn.
That had to be fucking Minotaurs. I'm going. How big are they? They're like
What?
They're considered large,
They're
right?
large creatures.
They're considered large. I'm going to go ahead and face the one that's facing me, and I'm going to hit him with my maul twice.
Go for it.
And I'm going to expend a superiority die to disarm him.
Okay.
So to hit, it is a unnatural 20.
Hits.
I get to reroll 2s. That is a 10, and 4 is 14, and 5 is 19 points of damage. And he has to make a DC 16 strength saving throw in order to retain his weapon.
Strength.
Yep. 16.
Fails. So
Nice, he drops his
you
weapon.
use your maul, you hit him once in the stomach, and then with the upswing, hit him right in the arm. His weapon goes clattering off a bit behind him.
I'm going to hit him again with my maul.
Okay.
That is a 9. I rolled a 19 plus 8. So it'd be like 27. I get to reroll ones. Fuck. So that is a 6 plus 5 is 11 points of damage.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna whack him again with my maul, and just be like, and stay fucking out.
Okay. So you hit him. He takes one right across the chin, straightens it back, and then points his horns right at you.
Bring it, you big ugly beast. I've taken some of
It's
you down
actually
before.
Sebastian's turn.
Do it, buddy.
Okay, I'll move back into melee range and attack whoever's closest.
What?
Okay.
What?
You can
Do it,
throw
buddy.
a dagger, man.
Do it, buddy.
Oh, you want to move through the space?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can get right up in there.
Well, Felix is technically on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be like next to.
Yeah,
No, I can get back out.
Oni, you're on deck, followed by Felix.
you got it, buddy.
Okay, I would like to attack.
All right, go for it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's not good.
11.
Misses.
Okay. You know what? I'll risk it. I'll bonus action offhand attack.
Go for it.
Got a betting man.
Okay, there we go.
It works.
23.
Hits.
Nice. Sort of.
12, 17,
19.
19. 19.
Plus.
No, because this is offhand.
19 points of damage. Okay.
To
As you
which.
take your dagger, you take one swipe across his chest, and then you just embed it right in his abdomen. He gurgles a bit of blood, but then turns his gaze towards you in a state of fury.
No, it's my turn, right?
Oni, you're up.
I will position myself as best I can to cast
Yeah, it's
a
just
second level
clusterfuck.
burning hands that will not affect Sebastian or Agar. It's a 15-foot cone in front of me.
True. All right.
Cool.
True. Go for it.
DC 14 dex save, please, from both of them.
Fail. Fail.
Awesome.
Nice.
And I did say it was fourth level. I wish. Second level. Burning hands, that's 46. Okay. So that's 10, 15 points of fire damage to both of them.
Ooh. Nice.
Quite nice. Quite nice.
They burst into flame. You smell the burning flesh of their tough exterior hide filling the chamber.
And I'll have Yume come back to my...
Okay, you may purchase right back on your head. Good point to note, it is dark in here, so attacks will be at disadvantage.
For anybody who doesn't have dark vision.
Correct. Correct. Felix.
I will pop up from behind Oni's head and throw out, I'm going to try to even the odds, and throw out blindness at third level to try and hit them both.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Con saves?
So
So
after
you're
the
pretty
after
healthy.
the flare of fire, as they try to pat out, you see
these
them.
guys are like
One
made out of iron.
succeeds, the other one fails.
Nice.
2 succeed.
Fails to succeed.
Thank you for that. I did not expect them to be Minotaurs.
Okay.
Me either.
So they are
Called it.
blinded
Just saying.
by you. Anything else you want to do?
I will also inspire Sebastian.
Well, hold on a second. You have to be able to see them, right?
The flare of the
He needs
burning
to
hands,
hear.
maybe?
Okay. But to target, you don't have to see them.
Oh, hold on.
To
You
target them.
blind or deafen a foe. Choose one creature that you can see. Okay, I cannot see.
Does the burning
Well-
hands help at all?
Yeah, that's fine. Burning hands lit up the room
Long enough.
momentarily enough
Yeah.
for you to catch their location, and you send out the magic in that location, and it manages to take hold on one of them.
Awesome.
Anything else?
And I will just sing out to Sebastian. I know that you're scared for your life, but that's a load of bull.
Oh, that's terrible.
As Sebastian, whether you like it or not, you're inspired. As we now go to the top of the round, is
Whether you
Riley's
like it or not, that's good.
making her way to combat.
Hey guys! Oh shit!
Okay.
Hey, where's Azrael in all this?
Behind
Just wait.
She should already be there because she can dash and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, don't wait. You just
She's already killed him. They don't know.
you see these dice?
Oh.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh. Oh boy.
The first one is going to go recklessly against a Gar,
Bring it.
but he's blinded, so it'll just be a straight roll.
All right.
Willow was 6 on the initiative.
That's 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay.
Damn, that was
so
a
that's
disadvantage. No, that was regular.
2d12 against you. That's 9 points of damage.
-3 is 6.
He just slashes wildly in the air, narrowly missing his own companion. Oni, you duck out of the way, but it just cuts right across your shoulder, Gar.
Huge guy moves.
Is that all you got?
And then the second one is going to also attack recklessly
He doesn't have a weapon.
That's true. One of them has to
with
pick
his
it up.
gore, with his horns.
Okay.
Because he can make
gore.
great axe or gores. Now the gore is less damage,
Wait.
but
Shouldn't the one without a weapon be the one attacking me? I don't think it matters. Whatever. They traded enemies. It's
yeah,
fine.
that might have happened. He's going to attack.
Have them both
Bastion
attack, I
looks
don't care.
weaker, but
Come on.
Oni just attacked him,
I did. I cast fire upon them.
so he's going after Oni.
Yes, please.
15
To hit?
Yeah.
Oh no.
misses.
Yeah.
Okay. So he brings his horns up at you, but you deflect it right off your shield, and there's a large scraping of bone on metal. Agar, you're up.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and smash him with a hammer, knock him prone.
Okay, go for it.
Which
He's
one?
blind,
one?
so you have advantage.
The really? Fuck yeah. The one whose weapon I knocked out of his hand.
Okay.
That was not the one that I blinded.
I think I fucked up, but we're just gonna roll with it.
Okay. I'm just assuming that the one that's in front of me, who's the one that has the blinded condition.
So
Ring.
He's blind and weaponless.
Yes.
Yeah, he should
yes.
be blind and weaponless. All right. That's a 19 to hit.
Hits.
Cool. So I'm going to knock him prone, or attempt to. I get to reroll 1 from 2s.
I don't think you get to reroll on the superiority die, do you?
Do I?
No, not on
No?
the spirit.
Okay, then
You got the same-
Either way, I roll the
same roll
exact same
anyways.
thing. So that's 5 and 5 is 10, 12 points of damage on the first hit,
Nice.
and he has to make a DC 16
Strength.
straight save.
Fails.
Oh man, this guy.
So he's prone.
So he's prone.
Oh man, he's
Do I
having a
get double
rough-
advantage?
He's
rough
blind,
day. No,
weaponless,
there's no
and
such thing. You
Okay.
just have single
And
advantage.
I'm going to go ahead and just hit him again with a straight roll at advantage. That's 23.
Hits.
And that is, I guess, reroll 2s. And that is 6, 9, and 5 is 14 points of damage.
Okay.
So the first one, I'm just going to like hit him right in the knee and just kind of like bring him down to a knee. And then the second one, I'm just going to like hit him right up the chin to knock him prone.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I knocked him prone on the first one, but.
Okay.
whatever.
Yeah. So you hit him right in the knee. He causes to buckle down a little bit, bringing his chin right at you. And you use that momentum upwards. He flops backward onto his back.
Fucking dope.
There's a loud thud as his big frame hits the ground.
And stay down. And I'm going to turn to the other one.
Riley, you're up.
How far away am I?
You are
Not that far.
You can, yeah, you,
Like 20 feet
you
from
showed up.
everybody.
you're
not
here.
that far.
Okay.
Really messes with you, huh?
I mean, I'm not saying I wanted Sebastian to die, but I wrote a really sweet Revivify song. But instead, I'll cast Cure Wounds if I can get to him. He's green, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, he's
Sebastian's purple.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
yeah, you can get to him. You can get to him.
At
I've got
Third
6
level.
priority dice left.
Okay.
Do you need a
and
D8?
I didn't write a song for that. So
I have an extra D8.
here we
Am I to assume that as you were running through the tunnels, you cast light on your fun buns?
Light is
Sure.
an action.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much always have light up.
Okay. That's-
That's
Consistent.
20 points of healing.
Oh, right.
Whoa!
20 points of healing damage.
Of healing damage.
I'm ready for another gore now.
Felix, don't forget your legendary die. your legends die.
You're muted.
Can't hear
buddy.
you, bud.
You're muted.
I haven't rolled poorly yet.
Okay. Anything else, Riley? Okay. Any particular way you want to heal?
No, I didn't write a song for that. I was too busy doing it for not dying.
For
Okay.
dying.
Or
I'm sure
for
you'll get a
dying,
chance at some
For
point.
reverse dying.
There's
First time.
there's a shadowy flicker as behind the second one, Azrael just blinks into existence.
If she takes my kill, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
She looks down at the one that looks really, really injured.
God damn her.
And then as she looks down, she
Good
takes her
strategy.
blade with the ruins, flips it around so it's blade this way, stabs the other one.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, this is like,
I'm not letting her take a kill. I'm keeping track.
I killed 2 dwarves.
Those don't count.
That's an actual one.
Ha! Dumb bitch.
For all that flavor, she misses.
She shouldn't have looked away.
yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Easy kill.
Always
As
keep your eye on the
Riley
target.
runs into the battlefield,
Don't blame
out of the
us on
corner of her eye, the light just blinds her enough to cause her to miss. I'm gonna say. Sebastian, you're up.
Oops.
I will
I did it
attack
again.
the one in front of me.
Okay. With your short sword,
Yes.
go for it.
And I'm also still inspired. In case I need it. I never
Yeah.
used it.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're still
yes.
inspired. That's right.
Okay.
Should you choose to use it?
Not 20.
Nice. Ooh, roll me some
Hell yeah.
damage.
Oh, and it's also a sneak attack.
Hell yeah, it is.
Ooh,
Oh my God.
That'll do.
this is gonna be brutal.
That's
Ezra was
fireball.
gonna try
Holy shit!
18,
Those 3 sixes, a 4 and a 5.
23, 27 times 2, 54.
I'm gonna take credit for some of
54
that.
points of damage.
Plus,
Plus
yeah,
your
plus
dex,
4.
yeah.
+4.
And it's doubled
58.
because it's. Oh right, you already
Yeah,
did that. didn't you?
58 total.
Oh my God.
Sebastian, it is 3 points away from dead.
oh,
Give me the
God.
final blow.
Yeah.
Just give it to
Just
me.
do it. Give it to him.
Yeah.
So,
This is so epic. I'm giving it to you.
one through the chin. Well, I get an offhand attack. So
Yeah.
one through the chin and then off with the head.
Okay.
Off with his head.
Off
And
goes
the
the
head clatters to the ground as this large. There's spurts of blood that kind of splurt towards you, and his head clatters to the ground. The horns clanking against the stone floor. Oni,
Which one
Did
died?
Azrael notice how cool that was?
She must have.
she did. There's a
And
bit
how
of-
she just missed?
There's a bit of blood across her face and a bit of like splattered blood. You see, she kind of like licks it. She's like,
God, she's disturbing.
Love her.
she looks at Sebastian, and
I give her a wink.
Yeah, buddy.
when you give her a wink, she gives you a wink back.
All right.
I'm gonna die.
I will move into melee with the one on the floor.
So you take one step towards him. You take another step on the dead body of the other one. Come on over, and just stand defiantly, looking down at the Minotaur.
I will hold my shield in front of me, and with the hilt of my blade, or with the hilt of my sword, I'll slam my shield, casting Create By on Fire under him.
Oh my
Dex save,
God.
disadvantage.
So
Disadvantage
cool.
dex save, DC 14.
This poor guy.
That's a 12.
Yes. So that's 2d8.
Why would you do such a thing?
Well, because fire is useful and I need to see. Okay, 10 points of fire damage.
Oni, give me the final blow.
Oh.
Woo! Then in that case,
Steel killers, the lot of you.
fuck off.
Kill sealers.
Steel killers?
Kill sealers.
Killing all the steel.
So I slam the hilt of my sword against my shield, creating a spark, and from the spark landing, I'm going to say, on the open mouth of this very tired and hurt Minotaur.
Blind, weaponless, prone.
The head will combust, leaving only the horns and skull.
Okay, and so the last thing he sees,
Eyes blowing up.
the Minotaur is on the ground, writhing in pain from the blows delivered by Agar, and the last thing he sees is fire erupt from his own mouth.
He's blind.
The last thing he
Damn it!
hears.
Let me have this!
I sheathe my sword behind my lower back there.
And like a performer at the circus, he breathes fire, his head erupting with it. Now just
Only
two
the skull.
horns and the skull in its place. And there's just this smoldering flesh that you can hear the flesh smolder.
I'd like
Whatever it
to
sounds like.
put my leg on the chest of the
Like
of the
elephant.
creature and try and yank the skull off.
The sword?
The skull.
The
off
skull.
of-
Oh, the skull.
Give me a strength check.
Okay.
What?
Aww. Natural one.
You reach down with your hands, and the skull's still too hot, so like, and you let go.
Sorry, I'm not that kind of dragon bug. But again, do you have one of these?
Do I have one of what?
I point at the skull.
Not on me, but I used to.
Would you like another?
No, that's okay. But I'm gonna go up and I'm just gonna like kick off the horns and grab them and be like, these might be useful for later.
Okay, just give me a strength check to snap off the horns.
I'm gonna front flip off
Uh,
and go explore the chamber.
That
Okay.
just a straight strength.
I want to do that too.
12.
You want to front flip off? Okay.
No.
12.
12.
Yeah.
You can get the horns off. It'll take. They don't come off. It's just as easy as like a single snap. You gotta take a few pounds, but eventually it's.
Guys, if you wanted a head, there's one over there.
Oh, you're right. You did that already.
That's true.
I cast create bonfire on that head.
And that head begins to smolder, and the flesh drips away, melting just to leave behind the white skull that is beginning to char. And with this smoldering Minotaur head illuminating part of the chamber that you guys had just entered, Riley
Also
and
tries
Felix.
to front flip. I roll an 8.
Off of Oni.
Felix moves forward. Behind Felix, you hear a thud. And you look behind, there's a bit of a blinding light as Riley's fun buns are just like blazing out towards you, and you see her getting up
I feel like
from
we
a
are
faceplant.
2 parts cool, 1 part bumbling idiot. as a group.
As a group.
That's pretty accurate.
That is pretty accurate.
I tripped.
You tried
And
to
so-
jump off of me.
Riley picking herself off. Felix moving brazenly into the rest of the
Biting my
chamber.
tongue. Yes, I am without caution running around, trying to see what I can find.
Moving forward.
If you like to bring the original map out.
And with the smoldering Minotaur skull off in the corner, the light slowly fading, coming to darkness. That's where we're gonna end it.
I want to see what
For
that
tonight.
spiral in the corner is.
So,
Next session.
GG's.
Can I search first?
no.
Oh, you mean before me?
No,
Oh, well, I
I think he
definitely
means
left
before we
before
end the
you.
session.
Okay.
Yeah, but I wanted to search first. I left first, but also wanted to use my die.
Alas, it will have to
Oh,
wait.
you can say, no, can you use this die?
Give me. Oh, okay. Give me an investigation check, and what you find will transfer over to the next session, so you won't know.
Alright. I'm gonna use regular luck first.
Jesus.
Oh god.
May as
Nat
well.
20.
Oh my
God.
god.
Roll the
And-
roll the legends die.
Now Legends die.
Please be in that 20.
That'd be amazing.
Please be in that 20.
Oh, it's a 5.
Ah!
So that's a 25. for your
25
invest-
plus.
Investigation.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 3, so 28.
Damn.
I guess you find things.
You could be really, really thorough and not find anything because there's nothing there.
You definitely find nothing.
You absolutely find nothing.
Let me ask you this: you're moving into a dark chamber,
With Riley behind him.
Yeah.
but how far ahead do you move?
Learn from my mistakes. my friend.
Would you let Riley catch up with you?
I would stay ahead of her, but hopefully use her light. Actually, can I light my dagger?
With what?
Your necrotic flames?
My evil fire?
You have torches. and tinderbox.
That's more of
That's
a
true, yeah, I have a torch. Yeah,
that's a
I have
damage
torch.
type thing. Okay, that's fine. So you don't have to roll with a disadvantage. So that's 28 for your investigation check.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
could have bonded.
So we'll see what Felix finds in the dark of the Minotaur's lair next week when we return to Legends Die Live to see whether our legends live or our legends die. We'll see you then.
Deuces.
I use the die.
Yeah.
Hey!
Finally.